in the books, quicker than Wisconsin's NCAA tournament run.
Oh, don't do that.
They are done.
The Badgers, they're out.
The 12-5 upset strikes. High Point takes down Wisconsin. It's Will Peterson in for Zach By, hanging out with Phillip Lindsay. Man, we're going to get to the Avs and the Nuggets here in the next 25 minutes because they are the big stories of the day.
Yes, sir.
But, Phil, isn't there just a buzz about March Madness, man? Like, even if you haven't paid attention all year, there's something exciting about day one of the tournament.
Yes, man, because you have upsets like High Point versus Wisconsin. You don't know these guys, but also they're out there playing their asses off, right? There's still some organic feel to it. And Dante Gomez hit it on the head a while ago, and he was talking about the reason why you're having so many more big-time matchups and fun matchups out there is because of the NIL money. So although people are upset with the NIL money, especially in college football, for college basketball, it has helped keep some of these fringe players that have a chance to go to the NBA, but they're not high draft picks. They decide to stay back, go to college, get their education, but still get paid a lot of money. I mean, you got to love that. So with that being said, now you have a bunch of competitive players out there and some high-caliber players that are going back and forth, making these games fun to watch, man. So definitely, you got to tune into March Madness.
Yeah, Duke is going to survive Siena almost certainly. They are up 4 points with about 16 seconds left, so not a lot of brackets getting blown up by that one. It would have been fun to see the Dukies go down. Siena gave them a heck of a fight, but it looks like the Blue Devils will be in to the round of 32. All right, I was at Ball Arena last night, Phil. Wow.
You were.
Let me start there, man. Electric atmosphere. It felt like a playoff game, and even more so, just a reminder of how criminal the NHL playoff system is.
Well, be detailed with this, Will. When you got into the game, like how many Stars fans, how many Avs fans? Because if I'm remembering right, was it the last time the Stars came to town, there was a lot more, it seemed like there was a lot more Stars than Avs fans, and then Stars ended up beating us at home. I could be remembering that wrong.
I mean, it's almost every time, man. So during the national anthem, the word Stars gets said twice in the lyrics of that song. The Stars fans love to say Stars, and Ball Arena eventually boos them out on the second time the verse comes, and it's a little awkward because it's this patriotic moment. Everyone's standing for the anthem, and then, dude, no joke. You think 18,000 people can't hear your voice when it's silent? If you're the one guy that can hear you, some dude yelled, "Bleep Dallas." Whoa. In the middle of the anthem when it was just the singer on the ice, and like you could hear it through the whole arena. So to answer your question, I don't think it was half or anything like that, but I'd say about 6,000 Stars fans, 18,000 person arena down there. About a third of the crowd was pulling for Dallas. I mean, even in the shootout, you see all these green jerseys standing up, all excited.
I saw that, man.
And it was just frustrating to be there and annoying. But that aside, it wasn't annoying to be there to watch the game. It was annoying there were 6,000 Stars fans. It just felt like the playoffs, man. And where I was going, this criminal playoff format. Phil, last night, that's a Western Conference final type preview.
Of course.
Heck, that should be a Stanley Cup final type preview. They're just in the same side of the conference. They're the two best teams in the league. And because Gary Bettman is so stubborn and refuses to change the format, they're almost assuredly going to meet in round two. Now, the Minnesota Wild will have something to say about that. Either Dallas or the Avs will have to play Minnesota in the first round because, again, of the asinine format. But does that frustrate you that they're going to have to play so early in this collision course, particularly because, yes, Dallas knocked the Avs out of the playoffs each of the last 2 years?
Of course. Like when I look at it, it's like PTSD. It's a flashback of last year and years before that where it's like, damn, the second round and the Avs have had bad luck trying to win games in the second round and being knocked out before they got to a cup. So, of course, that's in the back of my head. But what really would frustrate me is if Dallas catches us, which they're close to catching us.
Down to 2 points after last night.
I can't believe that. They started with, I think at one point, the highest being 12 points ahead of Dallas. Now they're 2 points ahead of Dallas, the Avs, that is. That would frustrate me because now it's like, okay, we get to the postseason. We got to go through the Wild. That's going to be a tough matchup. The Avs can definitely win that one, but it's going to be a tough, brutal matchup, physical. Hopefully you stay healthy. And then you got to go up there and play the Stars. And I sat there and I talked, and I was texting back and forth with Drew Speedback behind the glass last night, and I was like, dude, we need to find a way to win this Central Division. Because if we have to go through the Wild, who actually revamped their roster and they've gotten better before the trade deadline, all right, and they still want to win a cup, although I don't think they have what it takes, and I don't think they're as deep as the Avs. But you have to go through them, and then this high-powered heavyweight matchup against the Dallas Stars. So now you're fatigued, you're tired. Hopefully you're not banged up, but if you're a little banged up, you're going into that matchup like that. You don't want to do that. And I actually went so far to say is whoever has to play the Wild first, they're going to lose in that second round, and it can't be the Colorado Avalanche because the Avs, this is their year. This is cup or bust. But if the Dallas Stars have to go up against the Wild, which that should happen, by the time they get to the Avs, full, healthy, all right, with the mentality of we got to get past the Otter, and if we can get past him, everything is smooth sailing. All right, we will win that matchup, man. But it's I'm on edge because of how close this is between the Dallas Stars and the Avs.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of these guys look a little tired that the Olympics maybe is catching up to them. And it would be so much better right now if you still had that 12-point lead that you were talking about, and you could rest Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar and Brock Nelson and Landeskog and Lehkonen when they're healthy. All these guys that went over to Italy because that was a lot of intense hockey for a couple of weeks combined with an international flight 2 ways. And I think, too, last night the Avs were the better team. And if that's the kind of game that you play and you're up 10 or 12 points, you say, whatever, we lost, but we were the better team. The problem is a lousy shootout decided the difference between the Avs being up 4 points and the Avs being up 2 points with that extra swing point on the line that Dallas ultimately earned. Are you going glass half full that the Avs were the better hockey team by all the metrics in the eye test? Or are you glass half empty that, like, dude, they didn't get the 2 points. Dallas did. It's not enough. It's not acceptable. They needed to get 2 points last night.
I'm going to go with a half full because I love what I saw out there from those guys, just the competitive nature, and they had the shots. They outshot the Dallas Stars 34-18. All right, the opportunities were there. They had 2 power play opportunities. They were able to take advantage of one. Could have took advantage of both of them. That didn't happen. They killed off 2 power plays, all right, with the penalty kill as well. So, like, everything is going right. You know, Wedgwood between the pipes, again, was lights out until the shootout, which we know, like, hey, it can happen. You can be the hero or you can be the villain. And it came down to the last shootout shot. But I'm
not going to put that on Wedgie. They got to find Natchez,
Exactly.
Nichushkin, McKinnon. They got to find a way to score at least one in the shootout.
When I look at all that put together, it's like we have this unit, and this is the thing. And I know Dallas is dealing with injuries as well, too, specifically Mikko. But this is without Gabe. This is without Lecky. 2 guys that their presence in front of the net are just different. All right, it's those muddy goals and the physicality changes and the wins change, especially when you have Gabe that's playing in these games. So you have those guys back mixed with Ross Colton, and at some point we are going to get LOC back. So once we're full go and everybody is healthy, I think this is when you're going to see the best out of the Colorado Avalanche, and the Dallas Stars won't be able to get some of these wins because of these guys coming back and being a little bit fresh, because these guys, although they're on injuries, they're getting the rest. Their legs are getting rested because of just sitting there.
Yeah, you're taking glass half full. I'm going to go glass pretty full as well.
Okay.
Would have liked to see the Avs get a couple of points, but again, they were the better hockey team. They just got to find a way to beat Jake Ottinger. And it's interesting you say that because Jared Bednar took a very similar tone in his post-game press conference, almost smiling, grinning, because he liked the way his team played.
I mean, I watch our team play like that, and I have like very little issues with the way we played. And I've said it all along. I'm not going to judge our team on results only. I think that's a losing battle. I think you play like that, and good things will happen. From the goaltender out, everyone was good, and power play was good, right? When you check off the boxes, they get one, they have a chance to get a second one. Cale rips it off the post. Penalty kill was good. The checking aspect of the game was good. What we were producing or generating offensively was good. We got to find a way to get one more past their goalie, right? So,
really key quotes in there. 1, very little issues with how our team played. 2, you play like that and good things will happen. And 3, it was one of our best efforts we've had in a long time. So I think with Bednar taking that tone, is he just telling us the truth, that he really liked the team and the way they played? Or is he also trying to give his guys a little bit of a mental boost of confidence, given that the Avs have now lost 4 out of 5, saying, hey, I'm not going to judge you just on the results. I'm going to judge you on what I see, and what I saw last night was pretty damn good hockey.
Oh, I got to turn my mic on, man.
Turn your mic on, new radio.
Look, Will. Like, I think that Betsy is being honest. He's being real about this one. He's being real when they haven't done well, or Blackwood isn't playing well, and he's saying, hey, like, look, the reason why Wedgie is between the pipes tonight is because of what he has done in the past 5 or 6 games. So he has been honest with us, and he's being honest again with this. As a coach, you're looking at these little micro battles going on and saying, okay, we lost because of a shootout. We beat them the other time because of a shootout. We know that's not going to be the case when the playoffs come rolling around. It's going to be who is the best when it's even strength, who can do well on the power plays, who can kill off the power plays as well, right? Who can go that extra mile and have that puck go through the net, right, the back of the net. That's what you're looking for. And when you have opportunities like the Avs did, they had high danger opportunities. They outshot the Dallas Stars. It's there. They just have to find a way to put that puck in the back of the damn net and execute just a little bit more. And so as a coach, you're like, okay, it's there. And then in the back of your head, you're saying, we don't have Gabe. We don't have Lecky. Ross Colton. LOC is going to be back, and that's going to help the penalty kill out. Those are the things that you're thinking of. So I'm with Betsy on this. I think he's looking at it like, yo, we're going to be just fine, but we still need to stack these wins. All right, you still dropped 3 in a row. If you're the Avs, you got to try to shake out of whatever you're going through, start winning these games so that you can win the Central Division.
Yeah, and I mean, what does it say that all 3 meetings between the Avs and Stars have not only gone to an overtime, they've gone to a shootout this year. I mean, you cannot be more evenly matched than that. 65 minutes of hockey, still tied all 3 times. And as we've mentioned, the Avs are at 98 points. Dallas is at 96. Here's the thing that in all of this, and I understand we're being positive because we're just going on the game we both watched, that the Avs played pretty well. Phil, this would be a collapse. If they don't find a way to win the Central Division and they finish with the second best record in the NHL, but somehow still have to play Minnesota in round 1, and then, oh, by the way, go on the road in round 2. What happened last year in Game 7? You were in Dallas, and it spiraled out of control because you were in Dallas. If you somehow did meet them in round 2,
the hockey
real quick,
guys will tell you home ice doesn't matter.
Well, it does, because we witnessed it last year in Game 7 when the game got out of hand, when Mikko had the hat trick. But this should be a collapse. Like I feel like we spent the last 12 minutes being like, it's fine. You're glass half full, I'm glass pretty full.
I'm obeying my eyes of what happened last night. I
know, but bigger picture.
Okay.
This would be very, very bad if the Avs somehow blow the division.
All right, so tell me this. Because I feel like I'm on the same page as you.
Like, you'd be very disappointed if you look up and the playoffs start and the Avs have to play the Wild in round 1.
I would. And actually, I would go so far to say that if we have to play the Wild in the playoffs first, all right, we're not beating the Dallas Stars because that's a tough matchup that people may not be really paying attention to when it comes to the Wild. A Wild team that added some extra firepower before the trade deadline. All right, a team that you're going to have to go through, and I don't think you're going to sweep that team in a 7-game series. So you're going to go through all that. You're going to be tired. You're going to be wore out. Hopefully you're healthy, but say you're missing a couple guys because that's reality of it. You may miss a couple guys, and then you're going up against a Dallas who would have to play somebody else. Who would Dallas play? What, Seattle?
Yeah,
so like that. So they play Seattle,
or not Anaheim, San Jose, perhaps.
San Jose, and let's just say they sweep them. They're going to get that built-in rest. They already know this is going to be a dogfight. They're going to be healthier. It's just a disaster waiting to happen. So the Avalanche have something in front of them that they need to finish, and that's win this Central Division. You're still up by 2 points. You still have some games left that you should be able to win. Get back on track. Get your legs up under you, and let's go into it playing Seattle and winning that easier and getting ready for the Dallas Stars in round 2.
I hope so, man. I really hope so, because I do agree with you that whoever gets the 2 seed is going to have such a tougher time winning that round 2 series than whoever gets the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Because say it's the Kraken or say it's the Sharks or whoever. That screams Avs in 4, Avs in 5, Stars in 4, Stars in 5. It's either going to be a sweep or a gentleman's sweep. And if it's Avs Wild, that's probably going 7. If it's Stars Wild, that's probably going 7. The team that doesn't have to play Minnesota in round 1 will have such a tremendous advantage. Some good text on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. Let's start with this. We were talking about the anthem last night and all the Stars fans yelling Stars during the anthem. This texter chimes in and says, this anthem conversation reminds me of the Broncos-Chiefs game late last season. The Chiefs fans like to change the words to home of the Chiefs because they're stupid and disrespectful.
Oh, damn.
So my wife made a couple of grown men cry. Good on your wife. I'd love to know more details about what she did. Did you notice that stuff as a player? Like the anthem's playing, obviously it's a patriotic song. I'm sure you're paying attention, but what was sort of the mindset of like, did you just want the game to start or were you locked in on the national anthem?
No, you know what, man? That was that was the time for me to kind of like relax and think of something other than the game. Think of something that's bigger than you. Or we're talking about our national anthem. This is our country.
Yep.
And so, like, for example, I remember playing with the Houston Texans, and for whatever reason, it fell around 9/11, or it had something to do with 9/11.
Yeah, one of the anniversaries, perhaps.
Anniversary, yeah. And so there was a bunch of clips about 9/11. It was a video. It was an awesome video. And then we had sung the national anthem. And during that time, I just started crying. And I don't cry a lot. My wife gets mad at me all the time because it's like, Phil, why don't you cry? And it's like, I don't know, baby. Kick me in my nuts. Maybe I'll cry then. But
that can make a grown man cry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that one right there got to me, man, because I'm looking at it like, damn, we're playing a game. I get to play a game and make a lot of money and do something that I dreamed of doing as a kid. And there's a lot of people out there that don't even have this opportunity because they passed away or because something like that happened on 9/11. I don't want to get all dark, but it's just like, yeah, things like that. So when the national anthem's going on, I'm all focused on the national anthem and my thoughts go differently and go somewhere else other than football. And then once it's over, okay, then it's time to play. It's time to grind.
Right.
But I do remember those Chiefs games. I was always waiting for it because it's like, in the home of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So, like, they've always done that. They're going to forever do that. It's this Kansas City Chiefs for you.
Yeah. No, their fans, they're passionate. I'll give them that. They are also obnoxious. I will give them that as well. The 5707 says, the Avs suck in the shootouts because they dance around and come in at a half a mile an hour instead of blasting in on the goalie like they're on a breakaway. They never score when they go slow. Yeah, I'd love to know the science behind that. I think sometimes in these shootouts, man, they're just trying to make the perfect goal, and they love coming in, taking their time. I think coming in barreling at the goalie is honestly more intimidating, and I'd like to see the Avs players do a little bit more of that to the texter's point.
Well, what was interesting is and you know, goalies probably watch film too on like these shootouts and who they're having to go up against. I would imagine. And the first two that Wedgie was able to stop, he was like cool, calm, and collected. But that last one, was it against Wyatt Johnson? It seemed like Wedgie came out of his frame, right out of the goal post to kind of go towards him, whereas he was like more like uptight instead of just being relaxed like he was the first three or two that went down.
Two shooters,
so
yeah.
I did notice that, and I don't know if it's just because he knows that he's more aggressive and like you said, Will, he gets more downhill and he's attacking you not with the fluff and the cutesiness, and he's just trying to get there. And so, and maybe you have Wedgie that's trying to close that gap, but I did notice that.
Yeah. Good news, we don't have to watch shootouts in the playoffs. The shootouts were fun when they first started all those years ago. Gosh, it's been at least a decade, maybe 15 years ago now since shootouts came back to the NHL. I'm kind of over them. The novelty is gone to me, and the fact that the Stars are now within 2 instead of 4 because of a shootout, annoying. Speaking of
are
annoying,
only fun, Will, when you win.
When you win. We got several more minutes here. Let's pivot over to the Nuggets because what does this loss mean, the Grizzlies, 125-118, for their playoff positioning? I mean, you take a peek at the current standings. Denver's now firmly in the 6th seed, all by themselves in the West. Always look at the loss column this time of year because those are the ones you can't make up. Denver's got 28 losses. Houston and Minnesota both at 27. And then for that dreaded play-in, you've got the Phoenix Suns, losers of 3 in a row, now with 30 losses. Are you locked in on the 6th seed at this point? Like, where's your mindset? Or do you think they can battle back to the 5 or the 4 or even the 3? And obviously the 5 or the 4, if you win round 1, would mean a round 2 matchup with OKC. Are you trying to manipulate the standings is what I'm asking you. Like, is 6 actually an okay spot for Denver because you're out of the play-in and you're also on the other side of the bracket from OKC?
Yeah, I guess like if it falls that way and you have the 6th seed, it's like it organically happens for you and it saves you from having to play Thunder so early and it keeps you avoid you from playing in the play-in. But the ultimate goal should still try to get that 3rd seed. I don't know how attainable it is, but you still need to go out there and you need to get this team going, right? You need to get this chemistry with the starting 5 going. Payton Watson at some point is going to be, entered into the lineup, and I don't know if he's going to be a starter or if he's going to be coming off the bench. That's something that we're going to have to keep a close eye on. So, you don't have a lot of runway left. You have to find a way to kind of fine-tune stuff. ZB himself called his shot not too long ago, Will, saying that this team is going to go 12-2. I want to say he said 12-2. All right, well, I don't think ZB thought that the Denver Nuggets were going to drop one against the Grizzlies, who are tanking.
Right, that 12-2 got hurt by that loss last night.
So now, if it's 12-2, you only have room for one more loss. So, like, this is big for the Denver Nuggets. They have to find themselves. All right, they have to find their identity. They don't know who they are. They're so inconsistent. It's like the Sour Patch Kids I always talk about. First sour, then sweet. In this case, it's first sour, then sweet. Then they reverse it and go sweet, then sour. They don't know what they want to do, and it's infuriating. It's frustrating to watch because as fans, we sit there at 8 o'clock at night to try to watch our team win a game that they should dominate like they did against the 76ers. Instead, they get their asses handed to them. All right, and now you have other guys or other people, other fans out there that want to give them an excuse. All right, if you're a championship contender and you truly have a chance to win it all, you put teams like this to rest. You don't mess around with your food. You don't play around with it. My mama always told me, don't play around with your food. Yes, Mama, I don't. Now, my kids, they still do. They don't get it yet. But for the Denver Nuggets, if you want to be believable, okay, because you're already not good when you're playing at home. You're already not good in crunch time situations. And now you're getting beat by bad teams. All right, how believable are you going into the postseason? That's now the question.
Yeah, they're not passing the smell test right now. They kind of stink. They kind of stink. A little fishy for sure. And you mentioned a lot of people building in the excuses. I mean, they've played 10 games in 18 days, 4 back-to-backs in that span. Talked about it earlier, how they got into the hotel at Memphis at 5 in the morning, whatever it was, after playing Philly the night before. They do not only look tired to me, Phil, they look bored. And boredom is a dangerous thing in regular seasons in sports because in the NFL, you can't get bored. You only get 17 games. You're never going to get bored.
No.
Major League Baseball, you definitely can get bored because it's 162, but the best teams are always going to win 90-plus games on talent alone. I think we've been so spoiled with the Avs and the Nuggets the last decade.
I can't believe you said that the Denver Nuggets are bored.
They look bored.
No, come on, Will.
I watching that game, that looked like a bored basketball team.
What it looked like to me, it looked like an unprofessional performance.
Okay,
Guys,
can't both those be true, though?
No, because bored
you're
is like,
bored, and therefore you look unprofessional.
Bored means like, okay, like in sports sense, like you're so dominant, that's like, man, like whatever. Like unprofessional performance, it's like, hey, we're out there playing because Jokic is still playing, Jamal's still playing, the starting 5 other than AG, which we knew he wasn't going to play, but it shouldn't matter. You're playing against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, you can't risk that.
You still go out there and you drop this game. That's not boredom. That right there is lack of detail in not having that professional approach. All right, getting embarrassed when you should have been able to sit on the bench and have another laugh. All right, a laugher game, right? But that wasn't the case when it came to the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies had other things in mind, and that's beating the Nuggets last night.
All right, so you have a problem with my word,
I do.
bored. What about unmotivated?
No.
Is that a better word? They did look unmotivated. You saying no?
I
thought they looked unmotivated.
But tell me this, Will. How the hell are you unmotivated when you are not at the top of your game? How are you unmotivated when you are trying not to be a play-in team?
Because they're bored.
Make that make sense.
Dude, 82 games is too many games.
The audacity.
The scheduling is ridiculous. And, oh, by the way, they've been in the playoffs for the better part of a decade. You know, this isn't like Nicola's second or third season when it was fun to try to get the 8th seed and sneak in and every game mattered. This is a team that knows they're ultimately going to be judged by what happens in April and May and hopefully June. And therefore, they're bored. I'm not telling you it's acceptable. I'm not telling you it's professional. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. And the truth is the Nuggets looked unmotivated and bored last night in Memphis. And that's going to take a lot of people off because they make a lot of money to play basketball. I get it. But I'm also just trying to spit facts here. That was my takeaway from the basketball game.
Bored. I can't get down with that. Unmotivated. I can't get down with that. If they were winning all their games, all right, and they had the seeds locked up, I could say that and say, okay, they're just trying to get through this. But you're talking about a team that hasn't been together, like the starting 5 haven't been together for a full month in a very long time. You're hoping that Payton Watson's involved. You're hoping that AG can stay healthy. This team isn't bored. This team's trying to figure out who they are as a team. And then for someone like Jokic, it's like, what are you doing, man? You know you have to be at your best because you're Jokic. And yet you're just coughing that ball up. He had 10 turnovers, career high. That's unacceptable against the Grizzlies. And that's Jokic, and Jokic knows that. Things have to change, man, or we're going to be sitting there, Will, you, I, ZB, and everybody else here watching a first-round exit.
Yeah. No, it feels like it's trending that direction, and it obviously would be very disappointing if that's the case, because then you really start thinking they're only going to get one title with Nikola Jokic, and that's not a reality that Nuggets fans want to live in. All right, coming up next, how's your bracket look? We've already had one big upset today, another one that was on the verge. We'll catch you up on everything March Madness on the other side.
Do the Denver Broncos have a new dynamic duo at wide receiver?
Cortland's the X, into the boundary, on the line of scrimmage. Waddle's the Z, off the line of scrimmage, fast, in and out of breaks. This is Demarius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ah. If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
High five! Up top!
Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business.
Yeah!
It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Heck yeah!
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Yes!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping. Woo!
For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
Everything is getting more expensive. Gas, groceries, and especially rent, which can go up every single year. But as a homeowner, you have a secret weapon. While the world gets pricier, a fixed-rate mortgage stays exactly the same. That stability isn't just peace of mind, it's your family's financial foundation. American Financing understands home ownership creates wealth. Every monthly payment builds equity and stacks your net worth on autopilot. It's how the middle class actually wins the long game. Your home is a flexible asset. You can live in it, rent it out for passive income, or pass it down to your children. Renting gives you none of that. American Financing salary-based mortgage consultants can help you get pre-qualified with no upfront fees. Call American Financing today and get a pre-qualification letter in 24 hours or less. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at americanfinancing.net. Secure your rate, build your wealth, and get the cash you need. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
I'm Rob Wilhite. If you've been in a car accident, you need experience that wins. For almost 50 years in Colorado, my firm has recovered over $1 billion for crash victims. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's WilhiteWins.com.
When the Nuggets are knocking down threes, you score too. If Denver hits 15 or more three-pointers, you score a free 28-ounce Gatorade Lower Sugar the very next day at your friendly King Soopers. Gatorade Lower Sugar is scientifically formulated with Gatorade's #1 proven electrolyte blend and has 75% less sugar than Gatorade Thirst Quencher and no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or colors. Big shots deserve next-level hydration. Only at King Soopers.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BACK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BACK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code BACK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auction.
Want to partake in our contest? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, my boy ZB is not here, so it's my turn. Daddy's turn. Coming off the top ropes with it. Let's go.
Well done, Phil. Well done. It's Will Peterson in for Zach by. Phil always gets us into the 3 count when Zach is not here. I appreciate it, my friend. All right, first story in March Madness off and running. There's been one big upset. High Point takes down Wisconsin, 12 over the 5. The classic March Madness upset, 83-82. Very dramatic finish. High Point gets a layup to take the lead, gets 2 stops on the defensive side of the court, and they are moving on. And then, of course, Duke really struggled with Siena, who only played 5 guys for the overwhelming majority of the game. 1 sub late, but I'm looking at the box score, man. All 5 of their starters played 40 minutes.
That's insane.
And 1 sub technically played 0 minutes, didn't record a stat because he came in super duper late. Phil, no wonder Siena looked tired at the end. Can you remember a coach just playing 5 guys for 40 minutes each? I guess you're 16, you got nothing to lose, but that's kind of wild, and they put a heck of a scare into the Blue Devils.
Yeah, I mean, that's insane to think that all 5 guys have to stay on that court against Duke. All right, Duke, who have their next 5 players off the bench are better than Siena.
Oh,
usually.
no doubt. No doubt.
And so what are you doing? I understand that you're looking at the bench saying, hey, if we're going to lose, we're going to lose with our guys that we believe we can win with. But they at least got to have a break. I'd be like, Coach, damn, you have to help me out. So, I mean, obviously Duke was supposed to win this game. It came close for Siena having the upset, and then they pulled away. Duke, that is.
Yeah, no, they're supposed to win this game. There would have been riots in North Carolina. Where's Duke? Why am I blanking on that?
Durham?
Are they in Raleigh, Durham?
Raleigh?
Well, I think North Carolina. I don't know. I don't know my North Carolina
Around
geography. But people understand what I'm saying. The Dukies for as classy as they claim to be, and Coach K and all the mystique around Duke, if they had lost a 16-1, it would have been ugly. We're in the middle of some couple more games now, and then the afternoon slate will get going here. Anything noteworthy happens, Phil and I will keep you posted.
1, 2.
All right, Cade Cunningham diagnosed with a collapsed lung for the Detroit Pistons. Going to miss an extended period of time. Guys have missed 3.5 weeks, a month with this collapsed lung. First of all, scary. Hard to breathe with a collapsed lung. He's probably going to miss the rest of the regular season. Detroit currently atop the East, 3.5-game lead. But I got to ask you, Phil, the Detroit Pistons, of all teams, how seriously are you taking them as a title contender? Currently, the playoffs in the Eastern Conference would go through Auburn Hills.
Yeah, I mean, look, you don't ever want to sit there and disrespect a team that still needs a bunch of battle scars. But I will say this, the Detroit Pistons, if anybody can do it, it's one of those young teams, one of those young players like Cade Cunningham, as long as he's healthy, all right, can go out there and do something special. I don't see the Pistons winning it all this year, but I see them coming close. And then maybe next year they're able to take it. If we're going to talk about a team that doesn't have as many battle scars but can win it all, it's Wemby and the Spurs on the other side over here. All right, you know, because of Wemby and what he brings to the table defensively and as an offensive scorer, and then just the Spurs are a wagon as well, and they're young, they're hungry. So I don't see the Pistons doing it and winning it all, but I see the Pistons going far. The Spurs are the ones, William, you got to watch.
Yeah, Spurs on the west side of things obviously got way better than anyone expected. Everyone thought, oh, it's Denver OKC, it's Denver OKC. Well, I think San Antonio belongs in that conversation. And then out east, I'm with you, man. Doesn't it just feel like it's going to be the Celtics or the Knicks? And wouldn't the NBA, put on your tinfoil hat conspiracy theory here, wouldn't the NBA much rather have Boston or New York in the finals?
You would think.
Than they would Detroit. But don't sleep on those Pistons. I mean, 49-19 is nothing to mess around with. But I think we're on the same page here. If you had to bet, the rep from the East will be Boston, New York, Detroit. I guess you could throw Cleveland in there.
I like New York. I'm going to go with the Knicks. I think they do it, man. I think there's going to be an upset there with them. They're going to end up winning it and getting to the finals. So I'm going to say New York.
Yeah, and Boston, obviously, Jason Tatum is back.
Yeah, he's back. They're
which
hot.
is kind of nuts, and they're a trendy pick. But I'm with you. I like New York. And we remember how deep the Knicks went last year. Madison Square Garden looked crazy. You got Timothy Chalamet sitting courtside. The celebs
crazy.
will show up. Ben Stiller out there. Spike Lee, of course, as well.
1, 2, 3.
And speaking of the West, the Lakers stay hot, winning their 7th straight game last night, 124-116 over Houston. LeBron turned back the clock, 30 points, 13 of 14 shooting from the floor. Lakers now up significantly on the Nuggets for that battle for the 3 seed, 2.5 games. And really, with the tiebreaker, it's 3.5 games. Can the Nuggets catch the Lakers, Phil? Only 12 games left, or are we looking at best? You know, we keep saying 3. Are we at the point now where the best case scenario is really the 4 seed for Denver?
Well, so you have to help me with the seeding right here. It's moving, it's changing all the time. But the 4 seed, who do we play? We wouldn't have to play the Thunder first.
No, because the Thunder will play 1-8, so it's 1-8, 2-7, 3-6, 4-5. So you would play either Houston or Minnesota most likely in that scenario.
All right, so I guess you're going for the 4 seed. You're still trying to get to the 3. Because the Lakers, as ZB always says, they're fraudulent. I don't know how fraudulent they are. I mean, they're winning these games. Luka's going crazy. You got LeBron James seeming like he's growing some of his hair back and being the old young LeBron James. With
He's doing that
points.
Mike Evans treatment plan, man.
Oh, there you go. Shout out Mike. But, yeah, I guess like you try to get to at least the 4 seed. Try to reach for the 3. But, man, for the Denver Nuggets to just let one slip away against the Grizzlies who are tanking, man, that's bad business.
Yeah,
bad business.
But here's the thing. If the Nuggets played the Lakers tomorrow in the playoffs, and Denver's the 6 and LA's the 3, which is the current matchup, Phil, I might still pick the Nuggets. I might. I just feel like in the Nikola Jokic era, they own the LA Lakers for whatever reason. Don't you think, even for as disappointing as a regular season as this has turned into after a hot start, that a lot of Nuggets fans would talk themselves into Denver can take down LA in round 1?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, because it's the Lakers, and we have owned the Lakers for the most part, and the Lakers still have LeBron, who's at times he's doing well like he did last night, and then there's at times where his age shows. The Lakers also, when you have Reeves, when you have Luka, and you have LeBron James on the court at the same time, they don't play good defense. So I would definitely say the Denver Nuggets have a great chance, a great shot to win the game. But the one thing the Lakers bring to the table that the Nuggets do not do, clutch time moments, clutch time situations. And you know what? Luka did it to us not too long ago, hitting the game-winning shot. And that being a clutch time situation in overtime, man.
Yeah, no, Luka, I mean, he probably pushed off, but they're never going to call that. Just like Shea probably pushed off on the one in OKC. They're never going to call that either.
Poor Spencer Jones. I mean, man, he's getting the bad end of the stick.
Yeah, you can go post about it on LinkedIn, you know. Very active over there. Look, man, you said that the Nuggets have owned the Lakers, and I said it too. That's such a change, though. I mean, forever and ever the Lakers own the Nuggets, and then this script has been flipped with Nikola Jokic. I don't know, man. 6-3 Nuggets-Lakers, I would be tempted to pick Denver. And who knows? You win that series, then you get the Spurs. You know, I could talk myself into some things.
It could happen.
It could happen. It could happen. What's that from? Angels in the Outfield?
Yep.
The little kid? It could happen. It could happen. All righty, coming up next, the Broncos don't have a lot of holes on their roster. They really don't. But is tight end the last remaining one? Phil and I will dive into it.
With the addition of Jalen Waddle, can Bo Nix get to a passing number that would put him among the elite quarterbacks in the NFL?
Can he get to that 4,000-yard mark? These elite top-tier quarterbacks kind of live there. The 4,500, 5,000 on the top-tier level of passing yards for a year. They add Jalen Waddle. They led the league in pass attempts last year. Why wouldn't they flirt with that number?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
I lost 60 pounds a few years ago with SodaWeightLoss.com, and it's never coming back. I am never gaining that weight back because I learned how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat with SodaWeightLoss.com. You can join Soda for a short time that have results that last a lifetime. Call them up at 1-866-800-SODA. That's 1-866-800-SODA. Or go online to SodaWeightLoss.com. And I lost those 60 pounds, and I'm never going back because of the personalized touch that SodaWeightLoss.com gives you with a personal nutritionist that's always available via text when you have questions, you have concerns. Sometimes you just need encouragement on your weight loss journey. Have a friend there. Have your personal nutritionist there for you. It's SodaWeightLoss.com. It's changed my life. I look and feel 10 years younger, and I love it. You'll love it too. Go to SodaWeightLoss.com. Again, call them up 1-866-800-SODA. Join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime at SodaWeightLoss.com. SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
Jackson Hewitt will do your taxes for $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So if you're a delivery driver, /handyman, /wedding DJ, you pay only $149 or less. We're talking to you, waitress.
Check, please.
/pet sitter, /influencer. Just $149 or less. Want your refund to work as hard as you? Hurry. Don't wait. File with Jackson Hewitt today. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
What is it, boy? Someone need help? Someone in trouble? Oh, okay. So you just want me to get Progressive Auto Insurance because their collision coverage covers up to $1,000 in vet bills if you're injured in an accident? That's it? Okay. Calm down. Let's not resort to name calling.
Progressive's collision coverage helps pay for care for your pet when they're in the car during an accident.
No, you're right. Sorry. I shouldn't have said calm down.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage included with purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Still haven't filed your taxes? You're not alone, but the longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties, interest, letters, none of it goes away on its own. At Advanced Tax Solutions, resolving IRS problems is all they do. Whether you're a year behind or 10, their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, stop the stress, and help you get back on track. Don't let another day slip by. A quick call could mean a quick resolution. Contact my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions today and take control of your tax situation before the IRS does.
So my friends over at Pure Talk have been sending me customer feedback from consumeraffairs.com, where thousands of people rate and review the top wireless providers. Here, for instance, is a nice note from James in Raleigh, North Carolina, who writes, quote, "After hearing Mike Rowe's ad, we made the switch to Pure Talk, and we couldn't be happier. We went from spending $1,200 a year with T-Mobile to $420 with Pure Talk. Thanks, Mike. Switch today! ! Pure Talk is saving James $820 a year. And because he literally wrote the words "switch today" in capital letters with an exclamation point, I'm going to go ahead and dedicate this commercial to him. So folks, take it from James. in Raleigh, North Carolina. Pure Talk can give you unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month on the same 5G service the big guys are overcharging you for. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. You'll also save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 to save an additional 50%. Thanks, James.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Having a lot of fun hanging out on this Thursday. He's Phillip Lindsay, of course. I'm Will Peterson in for Zach By.
You sure you're having fun with me, Will?
I am, dude. I am. I always have a good time with you, Phil.
I scared off Richie.
You did.
Richie was here yesterday, and he's not here today.
Richie took a job in a different state. You scared him off so hard.
I know. I mean, look at me, though. Look how fierce I look. How scary I can be, Will.
Yeah.
Richie's out the door because of it, man. So hopefully, I can keep you here for the rest of the day. Because last time we had us on together, I scared you so bad that you had a bloody nose.
Well, that wasn't the last time. That was a previous time.
Okay,
I was with you just
last.
a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right, then never mind.
There was a random Wednesday where Zach was on the get invited to exclusive cool golf place with Brandon Stokely list.
ZB, he's big time.
He's big time.
He doesn't sit with the common folk like us.
Yeah.
He sits either at the very top with what is it? The luxury of
the suites,
the suites, and having food in there, or we sit in courtside. So that's all he ever does.
Yeah, and he got invited to play golf with Stoke at some place that you have to drive through a gate to get into. So that's why I was here with you 2 weeks ago. I didn't get a bloody nose then, but you're right. Over the winter when it was all dry, you punched me in the face and gave me a bloody nose. No, in all seriousness, we'll miss Richie an awful lot. He's a huge piece of what we do here. I love listening to him when he fills in, but behind the scenes too, just does so much here for us at Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, and wish him the best in his next endeavor. All right, tight end, Phil. Tight end, is that the last big hole remaining on this Broncos roster? I think we all went into free agency going skill positions, right? Skill position, skill position, skill position. Maybe a little inside linebacker. They're going to run it back there. But for me personally, I was really focused on running back, really focused on tight end. And I did have wide receiver on the list too. And obviously that's been addressed in a major, major way with the blockbuster acquisition of Jalen Waddle. But tight end, where are you at with this room right now? Because it's the exact same. It's Evan Ingram. It's Nate Atkins. It's Adam Trautman. It's Lucas Kroll, the best player on the Broncos. Like it's the exact same room. Is that still a hole? Or as we sit here on March 19th, are you more convinced than ever this is just going to be an identical room to a year ago?
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. And I was really, when the Denver Broncos had their first round pick, 30th overall, I was like, okay, they could go out there and get someone like Kenyon Sadiq if he failed to us, because I look at him as a developmental project. If you go back and you look at his stats, he ended up getting overtaken by another guy on his team. But he would be a good addition, athletic as heck, runs a 4.3 at 245 pounds.
Dude's a freak.
Yeah, so I wanted him if we were going to have the first pick 30th in the NFL draft. But we don't have that because we have Jalen Waddle on board now. So I look at the other holes to be filled. If you want to go for a tight end, you can still go for a tight end in the second and third round. But I think that, and I advise the Denver Broncos, look at me right here, I'm telling the Denver Broncos what to do. to utilize that pick on a running back. I still think the running back position is a hole that needs to be filled because if something happens to J.K., all right, we can't run him back with the R.J., Jaleel McLaughlin, Tyler Bidet show again. We saw how that ended. We need more of a guy that can get downhill, run well inside. I know we're talking about the tight end position, and I'm getting to that. Now, when it comes to the tight end position, I do have belief that they're going to get their act together, and that's Adam Trotman, that's Evan Ingram, Lucas Kroll. I think that Davis Webb, who I've said this a bunch of times on air, okay, Davis Webb, who was teammates with Evan Ingram, he's going to find a way to unlock him, and we know that it needs to be down the middle of the field, but we cannot sit here and say that Evan Ingram, who has had years where he's went for 1,000 yards, who has years where he has went for over 700 yards, and has been more dynamic. He can't do that again. He very much so can do it again. He just needs to be put in good situations, and then he also needs to take advantage of his opportunities when given to him. So I am okay with the Adam Trotman, Evan Ingram thing going on because if you look out in the free agency market right now, who is out there that's better than Evan Ingram?
David Njoku.
I don't think so. I think Njoku is a different type of tight end. He's more of a possessionary tight end that can block better than Evan Ingram, but that he can't fill that Joker role.
He can move the sticks. I mean, go just look at his numbers a couple seasons ago in Cleveland.
You know who can move the sticks?
Who?
Adam Trotman.
Oh, come on, Phil.
He can move the sticks. He's a reliable
Broncos country
pass blocker.
is a little over Adam Trotman.
They're over Adam Trotman because Adam Trotman is used and viewed as just a blocking tight end. But if you go and you look at his stats, all right, and when he does have the opportunity to catch the ball, he catches that damn ball, and he can move the chains.
I got to call timeout. You're putting Adam
don't have any
Troutman
timeouts, Will.
and David Njoku in the same sentence?
What happens to a basketball team when they don't have any more timeouts? And
They get teed up, but I still have 3.
Teeing you up.
I still have 3. I'm down to 2. In all seriousness, you're putting Adam Troutman and David Njoku in the same sentence, my guy.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yes, because I'm not looking at it for athletic tight end because that's who Evan Ingram is. I'm looking at it as, okay, Adam Trotman's a guy that's going to block for you, all right, but also he can catch the football. And when you put him in good situations and you dial up plays in the red zone, he'll usually come through for you. I'm not saying that Adam Trotman's going to blow the roof off the house and he's going to be explosive. He's not. That's not the type of person he is. But if you're going to pay this man $18 million, all right, to sit there and just block, that's bullcrap. I think that the Davis Webb and Sean Payton combo right there is going to get Adam Trotman going a little bit more when you're like 3rd and 5 and you need a first down and you need 5 yards. Adam Trotman's big butt can catch a 5-yard route and lean for another 2 yards to get 7 yards out of that play and move the chains that way. Adam Trotman's going to be more implemented in the game plan, whether you like it, Will, or not.
Well, I don't like it, and I don't think a lot of Broncos country likes it. A lot of texters already chiming in saying, why did we re-sign Adam Troutman? Love Phil, but can't believe this Adam Troutman take. I mean, I'm seeing dozens of texts rolling in specifically about this.
Hey, they may not like it. I'm not sitting here saying I like it, but that's what.
But you just said that Adam Troutman is better than David Njoku.
You're not, all right. Unless you're thinking about getting rid of Evan Ingram, you're not going to bring in Njoku, who you're going to still have to pay a hefty price for. You're
Great, it's not my money. They have cap room.
Oh, here you go again. You're paying Evan Ingram. All right, so like, what are you going to do with that? You still have to have a cap, and you still want to make sure you're getting the most out of these players and not just giving them free money to sit on the bench like Evan Ingram was doing at the beginning of the season. Evan Ingram was the cheerleader at the beginning of the season. He was sitting on the bench watching the game just like you and I were, Will.
Yeah, that was strange.
That's unacceptable. So what's going to happen, and I'm going to tell you what I believe is going to happen is Davis Webb is going to implement Evan Ingram more down the middle of the field and doing a lot more crossing routes. All right, stretching that field out. And now that you have Jalen Waddle, that's going to open things up for you because there's going to be all eyes on Cortland Sutton and Jalen Waddle. And now you have Evan Ingram with this big body and still has some speed that's going to be coming across the field. So that's going to open up lanes for him. And you have someone like Adam Trotman, Will, who nobody's thinking of. This is why he's going to be involved more. When Adam Trotman's in the game, it's a telltale sign that you're running the football. That must stop. All right, and so in order for that to stop, you have to throw him the ball a couple times. So now Adam Trotman's going to get involved in the passing game on 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 3s, some bootlegs, some play action, which should work well this year with J.K. Dobbins staying healthy. That's all I'm saying. Guys, we may not like it, but Adam Trotman may get more involved than you think this year.
Okay, but it sounds like you're saying they're done at tight end. Because we all know Sadiq would have been fun, but that's gone, right? The first-round pick's gone. You're not trading up. Kenyon Sadiq will not be a Denver Bronco. Dallas Goedert will not be a Denver Bronco. He's going back to Philly. Njoku's really the name left. And I think even with Waddle and how excited we are, I think the majority of Broncos country would be disappointed if they're done at tight end. It sounds like you think they're done outside of maybe a 4th or 5th round project they tight end in the draft.
Look, this is my thought process. If they go for a tight end like Njoku, hope I say his name right. Njoku. Look at me. I'm always messing stuff up. My guessing is you're going to release Evan Ingram.
Woo, that would be a hefty cap hit. You'd take on like $10 million in dead money.
I think it's 5 this year. It was 10 last year.
Well, it depends like post-June 1st. Yeah, we'll look into that. But you're right. It's not
so
nothing.
At least 5.
Yes.
Yeah, so at least $5 million will be on the cap. So you'll be hit for $5 million upside your head. I will take the $5 million. So if that's the case, okay, cool. But that's not good business. So unless Evan Ingram says, hey, you know what? I'm willing to restructure my deal, which I guarantee the Denver Broncos, I'm going to say it right there, this like I just said, I guarantee the Denver Broncos have came to Evan Ingram and asked to restructure a deal, but it's on him, correct?
Yeah, they've done Quinn Miners,
Okay.
They've done Ben Powers.
Why would you not try to do Evan Ingram, who did not have a good year?
They did
last
Jonathan
year?
Cooper, a lot of guys restructuring.
Unless Evan Ingram is willing to restructure his deal, then either Denver's going to have to cut him and then pay a lot of money for Njoku, or they're going to keep Evan Ingram and Adam Trotman and go and draft a tight end. Those are the options. And I think that I'm going to go with, hey, Evan Ingram's going to be here because the Denver Broncos don't want to cut this man and have to give him at least $5 million. Like I said earlier, I'll take that money.
All right, we're going to put a pin in this, as Zach would say, because I got some more thoughts on this Broncos tight end room. Coming up next, has one goalie solidified the number 1 spot for the Colorado Avalanche? It looks that way. Phil and I will dive into it.
How many games do the Nuggets need to win over their final 13 in order to secure home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs?
They have to win 10 of these next 13. 9 if we're just going to let one slide. Something happens we are not expecting. Something like that.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's up, fellas? As you already know, and I'm going to tell you again because, guys, it's important. ED, erectile dysfunction, is an intimacy destroyer. And research shows that men can draw away from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse, a man's partner can blame themselves when ED becomes the problem. And nobody's partner should be blaming themselves, guys. This is on you. All right, put the blame on you. Just like Akon used to say, put the blame on me. You do that. But I'm here to tell you that Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic is here to help you out because their treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of their treatments can have you last an hour or even more if you have that much stamina. All you have to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, and this will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a TMPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the thing, gentlemen, if that test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. They also have 5 locations out there to serve you as well, so there are no excuses. Go get treated. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
If your heating and cooling system isn't keeping up, now's the time to upgrade. Enjoy better performance, improved indoor air quality, and energy savings with a new Bryant heating and cooling system. For a limited time, take advantage of rebates, incentives, and 0% financing on select Bryant systems. For quick fixes or entirely new heating and cooling systems, Bryant will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort. Visit BryantColorado.com to find a local Bryant dealer today. Bryant, whatever it takes.
This is Terry Wickstrom. Are you looking to buy a home that fits your senior needs? Consider a home equity conversion mortgage for purchase. With this innovative financing option, you can use the equity in your current home or savings as the down payment. With the FHA-insured HECM reverse mortgage loan, you may be able to buy a higher value home and keep substantial cash for savings with no required payments. For more information, call Mike Rabin at 303-396-2804 or go to madrivermortgage.com and MLS 150-4779.
One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. What a deal.
Your new morning groove. Iced coffee from McDonald's, any size for just $1 until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Spring weather is unpredictable. You never know which way you'll be adjusting your thermostat unless you have the right windows. And that's why with windownation.com, you can count on your home being comfortable regardless of the weather. Their windows are customizable and energy efficient. Expert installers take just one day, and Window Nation products are backed by a lifetime warranty. There's no better time to upgrade with Window Nation. In March, the more you buy, the more you could save. Up to 50% off all window styles. Visit windownation.com for your free consultation today.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
At Belco Credit Union, we want to make your dream renovation a reality. Maybe that means a modern kitchen upgrade or a luxurious new bathroom. With Belco's Home Equity Choice line, you can get easy access to funds with the freedom and convenience of a home equity line of credit, plus the security and stability of a home equity loan. Plus, Belco is also offering low rates for qualified borrowers. Learn more at belco.org/choiceline. Belco is an equal opportunity housing lender. Belco, banking for everyone.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use, so the weather never takes you by surprise. Download the free WeatherBug app today.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Rolling downhill on a Thursday. I think a lot of you have been rolling downhill all day.
Uh-oh.
Shout out to everyone who's still working, still putting in the time, the effort, because, Phil.
What's up?
This is a blow-off day for a lot of America. Today and tomorrow are two of the biggest blow-off days of the year. People take their time off. They don't go to work. They go to a bar. They go to a buddy's house. They sit on their own couch, and they watch basketball. I think, and there's studies that back this up. It's Will Peterson in, by the way, for Zach By. I think that America loses like billions of dollars in the economy over these 2 days because people don't go to work. They just want to watch their bracket implode all day. You and I, we're here at work, and we're giving a shout-out to everyone who's doing the work. But don't you remember in school, like sneaking off to the library or wherever had a TV, trying to get a glimpse at the games, scores, all that kind of stuff?
I remember kids not wanting to go to school because they wanted to go watch March Madness during the day, especially if there's a good game. Right, sometimes there's not a good game going on, and there's some team is blowing out a team they should be blowing out. But other times, there's always that sneaky good game in the middle of the day that you want to catch. All right, also, I mean, if you're a grown man and maybe you're tired of having kids. Maybe you went to our guys at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and had the vasectomy done, and now you have nothing to do. Balls all sore. What do you want to do, Will? You want to sit there and you want to watch March Madness because all you can do is that. Grab the peas and watch March Madness. See what I did right there?
Yeah, thank you.
Go to my friends at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and go get that done, guys, if that's you. I'll tell you what, I got 2 kids, Will. We're getting ready to get another puppy. So we already have a dog.
Okay.
My wife talked me into having another puppy, so I don't know. I'm like, damn, man. That's a lot of people in the house, even the dogs. And, but I'd rather have a puppy than another kid, man. Not because I don't love having kids. I would have a bunch of kids if it was just the society was just different. But I don't want to bring more into the world when it's already hectic right now. So there you go.
So you may go see your friends at Rocky Mountains Men's Clinic is what you're telling me.
Though, I might have to go ahead and get it done at some point.
Yeah, all right.
I'm a little nervous, though. I'm not going to lie. I'm nervous.
Well, thanks for that description of what a lot of men around America are doing with the peas right now.
But that's why they're probably not on the road.
Yeah, they're watching basketball, hanging out and ice in their midsection. Scott Wedgwood, has he solidified the number 1 goalie spot for the Avalanche? I mean, how encouraged should we be Bounce back effort last night in a big way, man. 17 of 18 shots he stopped. Even the one that went in, I'm sitting there watching it. They hit a post, and it's like, okay, that stayed out. And then Wedgie got a stick on Jason Robertson. Yeah. Puck trickled across the goal line. Stars made it 1-1.
Would you consider that puck luck?
Yeah,
is that
to
more
some
of
extent.
a puck luck where it's like, man, like it hits the goalpost and then bounces in the right direction? Now, of course, if you're the Dallas Stars, like, great job being in the perfect place, like you're doing your job and then getting that second chance opportunity. Man, I look at that like, damn, that was puck luck.
Yeah, it wasn't the prettiest of goals. Like, I thought Cale Makar's goal was really nice on the power play. But there's definitely an alternate universe where the Avs win that game 1-0. That if Wedgie's stick just gets an eighth of an inch more, that puck, it stays out, and the Avs win the hockey game. But since the Olympic break, Scott Wedgwood, .935 save percentage, 165 goals against average. Blackwood, .855 save percentage, 3.33 goals against average. It's a simple question, Phil, but I think there's a lot of layers to it. Is Scott Wedgwood the new number one for the Avs?
As of right now, since we're going with that after the break, I mean, Scott Wedgwood, honestly, you have to look at the body of work that Scott Wedgwood has put together. I mean, he's 25, 5, and 6. He's averaging 2 goals a game. This is not just what you said. This is the body work of a full season. All right, he has a .916 save percentage, and he has 2 shutouts. I mean, I'm going to say yes. I think that last night against the Dallas Stars, because we know if we don't get past or if we don't beat the Dallas Stars, you're not going and winning a cup. And this year's a cup or bust year.
Sure.
You need to have the best goalie in between the pipes. And right now, Scott Wedgwood is playing with confidence. For 2 straight games against the Dallas Stars, he has done a great job. Borderline stood on his head with some saves that he had to have.
A lot of Wedgie chance last night at Ball Arena. Definitely.
And it should be. That man came from being a backup, waiting for his opportunity, to finally getting enough of an opportunity, taking it and running with it. And I remember being in a situation like that, Will, where I'm sitting there, all right, my rookie year, behind Royce Freeman. And then shout out Royce. That's still my boy to this day.
Yeah,
I talk to him every
buddies.
day. Every day I talk to that man. But he gets hurt in week 5 against the Arizona Cardinals, hurts his ankle. I go into week 6, the starting running back going against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think I go for almost 100 yards. I end up getting a couple of my big-time plays called back, so maybe 95 yards and a touchdown. And then after that, I took it and ran with it. In my head, I was not going to let Royce Freeman, all right, have an opportunity to be the starter again. Now, of course, it's different with running backs. They're interchangeable. You can have two running backs on the field at the same time, But with goalies in the postseason, you don't want to have to keep changing them out. Wedgie has earned his right to be the goalie of the Colorado Avalanche moving forward. And as long as he continues to play like he did against Dallas, now, of course, there's going to be some slip-ups against like he did against the Penguins. It happens. But for the most part, my man has been stellar. He has been on top of things. He has stood on his head more times than not. And I'm more confident with Wedgwood being in between the pipes than Blackwood. And I can't believe I'm saying that.
Yeah, no, the stats back it up as we outlined. And here was Jared Bednar last night talking about the bounce-back effort from Scott Wedgwood.
Well, that's always a plus, and I think that it's not unexpected for me. Like, I think Wedgie's been a great performer this year, the whole year, And you look at the workload he's had and the games he's won us, and I mean, he's been great all year, and he's been probably even better since the break.
Great all year, even better since the break. Listen, Jared Bednar doesn't have to come out and make any grand statements, Phil, because they do still have a month, almost exactly, before the Stanley Cup playoffs begin. But I bet if you went and had a latte with Jared Bednar tonight as the Avs are headed to Chicago, he would tell you that round 1, game 1, he's probably going with Scott Wedgwood. And also, he had to alternate back and forth between Darcy Kemper and Pavel Francouz the year they won the Cup.
Yeah.
But why did he have to do that? Because Darcy Kemper took a stick to the eye and was a pirate and couldn't see. If he has his way, they will play 20, 22, 24 games, whatever it takes to win the Cup. And Scott Wedgwood, I think, and I'm just guessing, would be the starter in the overwhelming majority of those.
I mean, obey your eyes. All right, if you're Bednar, you have to obey your eyes, and he's doing that right now. Wedgie, when he's playing against the toughest teams, he's the one in between the pipes. All right, for the Colorado Avalanche. So that's telling us, as of right now, Scott Wedgwood is the goalie that's going into the postseason. Now, that may change, But I doubt it because Wedgie is on a mission. He is focused. He is seeing the puck well, making some big-time saves, and I don't expect that to stop.
Yeah, and they got to give him more goal support than they did last night. Only 1 goal in 65 minutes of action if you include OT. All right, did the Jalen Waddle trade solve one problem while creating another for the Broncos? And was this a necessary gamble? Phil and I will dive into it on the other side.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we'd love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 1823334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
Score big. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has stood beside Colorado families after serious car accidents. With over $1 billion won, we know how to fight for you. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit willhitewins.com. That's willhitewins.com.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hey guys, your boy Snake here. Just because it's winter doesn't mean I'm sitting around waiting for the spring. I'm planting the yard, moving dirt, getting things ready for what's next. My friends at Bozar Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, they're doing their cleaning right now too. It's the Not So Winter event. Between everyday driving, busy schedules, and everything life throws at you, your vehicle works hard. And if you've been thinking about upgrading, now's the time to clean up your driveway and drive something new. Only at Bozar Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet. The Not So Winter event going on right now.
Thinking about a custom build, planning a remodel, or adding an ADU for extra space or rental income? Able Builders specializes in custom homes, full remodels, additions, and accessory dwelling units, all built with expert craftsmanship and clear communication from start to finish. No shortcuts, no surprises, just quality work done right. When it's time to invest in your home and build something that truly fits your life,
Bring Able to the table.
call 303-590-5600. Thinking about upgrading your home's HVAC? Then Day and Night Mechanical Solutions of Denver can help and save you money. You may qualify for up to $20,000 in rebates through the Colorado HERE program and Excel Energy for energy-efficient heat pump systems. Day and Night Mechanical has the inside track on this program and will guide you through every step. Upgrade your HVAC and save big bucks. Visit dnmech.com. Act now while the offer lasts. Day and Night Mechanical Solutions. They fix it right, day and night.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply STOP to opt out.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn competitive pay for the ride you complete, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 15 years old, a clean driving record, and caregiving experience with children, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text CAR to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference experience for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text CAR to 323232 right now. Text CAR to 323232 and start earning boosted rates per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's CAR to 323232. Text CAR to 323232 now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Think about this. In 2006, $20,000 equaled roughly 33 ounces of gold at the spot price. At today's prices, those 33 ounces would be worth over $150,000. Smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals. That's why I buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's a crucial part of my balanced strategy. Gives me peace of mind given all the events that could impact the U.S. economy. See if holding gold in a tax-sheltered retirement account is right for you too. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Just text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to receive your free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information. With an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, let Birch Gold help you diversify with gold. Now that's peace of mind. Text Dan to 989898. Again, text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 today. Message and data.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan, powered by Waterloo Turf Denver. Get your Saturdays back.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Rolling along on this Thursday afternoon, it's Will Peterson in for Zach By, hanging out with Phillip Lindsay. A lot of good Avs and Nuggets talk today. We will get back to plenty of that as they both lost last night in different manners, different reasons. But I do want to pivot to the Broncos.
Oh, the Broncos!
Because I think this Jalen Waddle trade, there's more layers to it. And
I love the Broncos.
You and Zach on Tuesday, man, did a great job with all the breaking news with Waddle. You and Richie yesterday peeling it back even more. But today, I think we're going to talk about the draft picks, because did it solve a problem? Of course it did. You got another explosive playmaker on this offense, something we've all been desperate for. But they lost 2 of their top 3 picks.
Yeah.
And does that hurt a roster that was already one of the league's oldest? You know, I think there's this perception out there, the Broncos are young, they're up and coming. No, go look. They're not. They are indeed one of the older rosters in the league. I'll just frame it to you like this. Was this a necessary gamble, parting with a first and third rounder for Jalen Waddle?
If you think that you have the team to win the Super Bowl next year, and we all know Sean believes that because Sean called his shot this year and was almost correct. Now, I don't know if they win the Super Bowl. My guessing is they don't when you look at Seattle and how much firepower they had. But with Bo Nix and J.K. Dobbins fully healthy, all right, with the momentum that the Denver Broncos had going into the AFC Championship, they would have won that game and got to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and it would have been a great game against Seattle, because what does Bo do? He always plays close games.
He does.
I mean, other than Jacksonville this year, where they got handled here in Denver at Empower Field at Mile High, Bo Nix was in every single game. The loss to the Colts, he was in it to the end. The loss to the Chargers, he was in it to the end. I'm with you. Would they have gone to the Super Bowl? Yes. Can I sit here and tell folks they would have won it? I'm not sure, but I'm also not saying they definitely would have lost it. You never know.
At least we would be in California. You, I, and a couple other people would have been in California cheering on the Denver Broncos at a damn Super Bowl. With that being said, all right, Sean believes that. George believes it. Broncos country, my guessing is a lot of us believe that. So I was okay. I was A-okay. Actually, I was ecstatic that the Denver Broncos decided to give up a first and a fourth. Or is that
first and a third? So what happened was it was a first, third, and fourth.
Yes.
But they got Miami's fourth back along with Waddle.
Okay.
So it's really a first and a third, and then you swapped fourth round picks.
Okay, there we go. So a first and a third for Jalen Waddle. Sign me up. An explosive playmaker to pair with Cortland Sutton and an emerging Troy Franklin who has gotten better every single year. 200 yards, a little over 200 yards rookie year. Over 700 yards this year. What does the man look like this year coming up when he's freed up and it's just one-on-one? Pat Bryant being another one taking the step in the right direction. Marvin Mims. So, yes, it was worth it. And because you have a team that's older and they're not young, you're all in. You want that Super Bowl. And I think as long as we get to the Super Bowl and we win it, nobody's going to be thinking about, oh, damn, I wish we would have had that first and third round draft pick. No. You're going to be saying, damn, Sean and George, they're on point. They did everything they could to help the Denver Broncos get to a Super Bowl, and this is one of them. The fan base has been wanting a big-time splash, and they got one.
Yeah, I mean, if you're at a parade, you're not thinking about, oh, we didn't get a pick at number 30. I mean, it's just not crossing your mind. You're at a damn parade. You're watching everyone come by on a fire truck with a Lombardi trophy. It will not be top of mind. Now, just to play devil's advocate, because first of all, I'm with you. I'm not going to go buy a draft pick that says, or a jersey that says draft pick on the back of it. That's just not my style. I don't care about a first rounder at number 30, which we all know is essentially a second rounder, because what gets traded all the time in the NFL? 30, 31, and 32. When teams are coming back into round one at the very end of the night, the reality is they have first round grades on like 17 guys, and they can go to a presser and say, we love who we got at 30. The guy they took at 30 would have been a second round grade, and they would have had to spin it as it was some great pick. And it's just not a very solid draft. So I'm totally with you there. I was very, very okay, more than okay, ecstatic about the trade, and it was all worth it to give up the first and the third. But just to play devil's advocate, because you said if you win a Super Bowl, no one cares about picks. I totally agree. What if, first place schedule, you go 10-7, you go 11-6, you're a wild card. Last year, Phil, you had to win 2 home games to go to the Super Bowl. That got derailed because Bo Nix broke his ankle. They would have won 2 home games and gone to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What if you have to win 3 road games, though? What if Kansas City or L.A. wins the division, and that first road game is at Baltimore or at Buffalo or at the Chiefs, and you lose round 1? Then are you going to regret, oof, not only did we not win the Super Bowl, we lost early in the playoffs, and we don't have a lot to restock that cupboard with because we did give up 2, at least 1, but probably 2 pretty premium draft picks for Jalen Waddle.
Will, anytime I have a conversation with my wife, and it's a big-time conversation and we have to make a decision, usually my wife wants me to make that final decision.
Okay.
Because usually she wants to come back and say, like, hey, you made the decision, you're wrong.
Right.
But no, it's usually like, hey, if we go with this decision, there's no turning back talking about what we should have done, or this was my fault, or this was your fault. We decide to go with this decision no matter what happens, and we're going to run with it. We're going to see what happens with it, and hopefully it's for the best. That's exactly what I look at in the Denver Broncos. We wanted another splash when it came to the offensive side of the football to help Davis Webb, the new offensive play caller.
Sure.
We wanted somebody to help Bo Nix stay healthier. We wanted another explosive weapon to pair with all the other young ones that we have, because we still have some young weapons. That's exactly what George and Sean just did for us. All right, they are not looking back. And I'm not going to sit here and regret anything because I'm in it with them. It's all in. This is about winning a Super Bowl. That's why any player wants to play the game. Once you have your money, then what? It's about playing the game that you love. It's about finding a way to get those accolades and finding a way to hold up that Lombardi trophy and have a ring. And in order to do that, you have to have the right pieces. And those pieces are going to cost you a pretty penny.
Yeah.
Usually. So I'm all good with it. I don't think and believe that Sean and George are going to look back at this and say, damn, we made the wrong decision. I think they're looking at it like, hey, we're all in. This is what it's all about when you're all in. You're not looking at anything else. Super Bowl or bust. Just like for the Colorado Avalanche, it's cup or bust. Chris McFarland has done everything and more to get this unit together and making sure that he had made trades, and he even brought back Kadri for us.
Yep.
Now it's time for those players to go out there and perform at a high level. Players make plays. Players win games. They got to do that this year, and there's no regrets.
Yeah, you're making a lot of sense. I don't think Sean and George would have done this unless they felt like, hey, we really could have won the Super Bowl last year. We had a super unfortunate injury occur to us that was out of our control, and so guess what? We're not going to sit around and pout. We're going to do everything in our power to be in that same position again in 2026, and hopefully this time Bo Nix does have 2 healthy ankles, and the Broncos head to Super Bowl 61 and ultimately win it. I do think, though, there's one other layer to this. Is this a philosophical shift for the Broncos or just a one-time exception with trading for Jalen Waddle? Because they have preferred internal extensions for more than a year. Did the front office finally admit that, yes, this team needed one more explosive playmaker? Is that kind of what Sean and George acknowledged by making this trade. Like we see what the fans see. We do need another player on offense that can take the ball to the house at any single moment.
Yeah, I mean, they're not stupid. They're sitting in there. This is their job. Their job is to sit in front of a screen and watch film and watch what their team looks like. They're out on that football field with these players every single day. So if the average Joe can sit there and say, okay, the Denver Broncos need a couple pieces offensively, then a guy who's getting paid $100,000 or even more to do his job should be able to do that exact same thing. Now, I believe that, like, the one thing that the Denver
Who's
Broncos...
making $100,000 in the NFL? Everyone's making more than $100,000.
I'm talking about, like, the staff members.
I think George Payton's making more than $100,000.
No, but, like, it's the people that are doing the dirty work for George.
I got
right?
you.
They're not going to be making the millions. They're going to be making the hundreds of thousands.
Yep,
right?
that's fair.
But
That's fair.
They have a job to do. They're evaluating this talent, not just in the draft, but also throughout these games with other players that they may want to acquire, but also their own players that they have in the building already. And so with that being said, yeah, you have to go out there and find the weapons that Bo Nix needs. And Bo Nix needed another explosive receiver, which I think that we all agreed and the Denver Broncos were looking for a very long time during free agency, where they were calling in on certain receivers to see if they would be a good pairing. And now that you got Jalen Waddle, you have speed. Speed is something that the Denver Broncos have lacked for a very long time. Now you have Marvin Mims, who has 4.3 speed. Jalen Waddle, who has 4.3 speed. All right, even Cortland Sutton, although he is not that fast, he has sneaky speed, and he's going to be able to see it, and he's going to be able to utilize it more with one-on-one opportunities. So now that this Denver Broncos team has the missing piece, that speed, another big-time explosive weapon, it's time to go. It's time to bow, Will.
Yeah, it's go time for sure. Would love to be headed to the Super Bowl next season. I think it's at SoFi Stadium. Does that sound right to you guys? I think it's at SoFi. So, Phil, you talked about going to Cali. Rather than going to NoCal, we could go to SoCal next year, hang out in L.A. for a couple of days. All right, despite the loss to the Grizzlies, two Nuggets did stand out in a good way for the second straight night. But what does it all mean? Are there any positives from a dud in Memphis? We will dive into it.
Jalen Waddle is a Denver Bronco. With Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin, and Pat Bryant in the room, where will the former Dolphin star rank among this year's pass catchers? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
You recognize the name Valerie Bertinelli. She rose to fame starring in the television show One Day at a Time, winning 2 Golden Globes. Today, she's 65 and opening up about what she's learned in life. My name is Glenn Jamron. I'm the chairman of Alpine Bank, member FDIC. Valerie reveals in her new book and People magazine cover article that today she loves her life. She's let go of the notion of living for others at the expense of herself. She feels free. Valerie's life lessons can benefit us all. Yes, it's nice when others approve of us, but when that approval attacks the essence of who we are, it simply doesn't work. I realize it feels odd to have a bank talk like this, but that's what friends do. A commitment to one another. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Guys, we've had the driest winter in decades. Protect your home with fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance upgrades built to handle Colorado's extreme weather. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Sex, intimacy, love. These 3 things are critical to a good relationship, and that's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, Brandon Stokely here. Winter might be hanging on, but you know Colorado, warm one day, freezing the next. And trust me, summer is coming in hot. Beat the rush with an early bird air conditioner tune-up and inspection for only $49 from Rox Heating and Air. They'll inspect your system and keep you cool when everyone else is scrambling. Call ROX Rox Heating and Air today and schedule your tune-up before the end of March. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
When you want a new car, you want it now. That's why AutoNation moves at the speed of savings. Right now, put your tax refund to work at AutoNation. Even drive with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. No speed bumps, no detours, just great prices on new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Save on thousands of vehicles with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. Act fast, save now at your nearest AutoNation store. 60-month max term financing on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details. Expires 3/31/26.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash?
If you want to secure your rest of life housing, maybe come up with some extra cash or have a line of credit available to supplement your senior lifestyle, call my friend Mike Rabin at 303-396-2804 and ask about an FHA insured home equity conversion mortgage, or go to madrivermortgage.com, NMLS 1504779.
You know what I could really go for right now? Literally anything that comes in a McDonald's carton, wrapper, or bag, or a McDonald's cup. Yes, any of those items should do it.
And if you could go for a deal, now get free medium fries with the purchase of any hot, juicy Quarter Pounder with cheese or new Big Arch. Just what your cravings ordered. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
SodaWeightLoss.com is state-of-the-art, and SodaWeightLoss.com helped me lose 60 pounds a few years ago, and I've never gained the weight back. Why? I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. I had a real nutritionist there to help me along the way through my journey. I joined Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. You want to lose that weight? 1-866-800-SODA. Online at SodaWeightLoss.com. They are there for you like they were there for me. It's SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is state-of-the-art.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
How much can we take away from a couple of positive performances last night in the Nuggets and Grizzlies game? This thing was a dud. It was an absolute dud. Nuggets Nation was ticked. They still are, as we sit here about 20 hours after the loss. Phillip Lindsay here, of course. I'm Will Peterson in for Zach By. 125-118, makeup game in Memphis. This one had gotten snowed out or iced out, whatever happens in the South. A couple of months ago, Nuggets got to get on a plane, get into Memphis at a ridiculous hour, get some sleep, and then go play. I'm not excusing it. I'm not excusing it at all.
It sounds like it.
I'm just telling you what happened.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
There were two guys last night that actually looked pretty good for the Nuggets. Unfortunately, I can't really include Nikola Jokic in that, despite going for 29, 14, and 9, because he had 10 turnovers. But what about Christian Brown making 11 shots, putting up 26 points, and Cam Johnson making 5 of his 6 threes and putting up 20 points? It felt like for the last couple of months, a lot of the discourse around the Nuggets was they're not getting enough from Cam Johnson. They're not getting enough from Christian Brown. Can you, even in a horrible loss that people are mad about, can you sort of take a step back and say, well, at least CB and Cam Johnson played well?
Well, I guess if you're asking me to take a step back and look at something positive about getting beat by a Grizzlies team that's tanking and having an unprofessional approach, yeah, well, I can do that for you.
Okay.
All right, so you got Cam Johnson who went pretty crazy when it comes to the points. And we look at him as what, the third scorer on this team?
Well, on paper, but in reality, he's been like the 6th or 7th scorer.
Yeah, on paper that we're looking for him to be the third scorer. And then Christian Brown, Mr. $100 million man, who he's going to be making a lot of money next year. You're looking for him to be the guy that can get to the rim, all right, dribble, drive, finish at the rim, play good defense, and of course you have to have some games where you can get 15, 20 points out of him. And that's exactly what he has done for you. He has started to kind of get into a rhythm, get into a groove. He's starting to feel himself, and also he looks a lot healthier. And I'm talking about Christian Brown to start with.
Yeah, I think that ankle was bothering him for a long time.
Yeah,
I really do.
Ankle injuries take a long time to heal, especially like we don't understand. Well, I don't, because I'm 5'8". We don't understand how big these players really are.
Oh, they're huge.
Above like 6'2", 6'3", or even taller than that, and they're carrying 200 or 220 pounds, 225 pounds. Like it weighs on the body and stuff, especially when you have a hurt ankle. So CB is doing a better job of just getting down the court with transition buckets and being more confident in his shot and finishing and playing a little bit better defense. Although as a unit, the defense was horrible against the Grizzlies last night. So I'll take that out of it. And then, of course, for Cam Johnson, he's definitely feeling himself right now. He has a different state of mind. His mind is like, let me just play my type of basketball. That means catch and shoot. That means just let me get into a rhythm. That means finishing at the rim and being aggressive, getting myself involved, finding pockets in the zone where Jokic can find me. He's doing a better job of that. So, yes, those two guys combined, they were a breath of fresh air to watch, but they need to be more consistent. Isn't it awfully funny, Will, by the way, that CB is starting to turn it on when we're starting to hear rumbles and grumbles about how Payton Watson's going to be back in the mix? All of a sudden, CB's ears perk up and say, uh-oh, I got to really show out. And I believe that's really what he's thinking in his head. Because let's be real, if CB continues to struggle and somebody like Payton Watson comes back and starts doing the things he did before he got hurt, CB's the man coming off the bench. Not Cam Johnson. But Cam Johnson was the guy that you didn't want, Will. You said, Cam Johnson wasn't even playable, that he wasn't going to be in the rotation.
Well, there was a stretch where he didn't look playable. I think he maybe heard that because he has changed. I will give credit where it's due. Some guys in this business love to just dig their heels in and say, no, I'm never budging.
Will, that's you, though, buddy.
No, I'm not that way. Not that
not
way.
With me. Let ZB be in this chair. Oh. You like pissing him off.
I do, but my point is I would just look ignorant if I sat here and doubled down on my Cam Johnson had played himself out of the rotation. At the time, I thought it was fair, and I stand by it, but he has gotten better. And I think someone probably sat him down. You were a pro athlete, Phil. Did you ever get sat down behind closed doors, a conversation that no one knew about, whether it be with a GM or your running backs coach or your OC or even your head coach, where it just sort of flipped a switch for you? Because to me, that's what happened with Cam Johnson. I don't know it, but I think he had a heart-to-heart with someone in the Nuggets organization that kind of told him, and maybe in harsh terms, wake up, dude. Wake up. You got to wake up.
I can think of one right now on the top of my head. It was my third year. Melvin Gordon gets into town, and we're battling back and forth. And I remember Curtis Markins, my running back coach, calling me upstairs to his office, and we were sitting there, and he said, dude, you just got to play your brand of football. All right, stop worrying about the rest. I understand that you didn't get the money that you want right now. But, like, right now, you need to focus on what's going to make you better and what's going to make this team better. All right, like, stop clouding your mind and go out there and play free. Play the football that we know you can play, and you're going to be just fine. And I needed that. I needed somebody to sit there and say, hey, look, dude, like, we see how you're acting, and it's not going to fly. We need you to act differently, or guess what? The guy upstairs is going to see that, and now it's like you played into his hand, and now it's an easier way for you to be off this team next year.
And by that guy upstairs, you mean John Elway?
Yeah, Elway. Like, you got to make it hard for these general managers. Don't make it easy. I'm saying, see, this is why we don't want you. So Coach Markins saying that helped me out, put me in a different state of mind, different frame of mind, and yeah. It's something that my guessing is something that they did with Cam Johnson. Maybe it was a player. Maybe it was David Adelman. Who knows? Maybe it was his father, right? My father used to talk to me all the time. So whoever was talking to Cam Johnson got through to him that, dude, this is just a basketball game. It's not like you forgot how to play this game at a high level. Just go play and have fun.
Yeah, and it feels a little funny. I get it, to be looking at any sort of positives from last night. But the reality is the Nuggets are still the 6th seed. And if they can avoid the play-in and they can get a favorable matchup in that first round, particularly the Lakers, I know they're hot recently. I still would love to play LA in round 1. They can win that series. But they're not going to win it unless Cam Johnson plays like the dude you traded for, Michael Porter Jr., and if Christian Brown wakes up and starts earning up this contract that the Nuggets gave him that I was a fan of at the time, and I think I'm still a fan of, but also you might have to have the last name Brown to not realize maybe they paid the wrong dude. Maybe they should have paid Peyton Watson. Like, if you're Christian Brown's family, you're like, oh, yeah, they paid the right guy.
Yeah.
If you're just an objective Nuggets fan based on who's played better this season, and I know Watson's been out about 6 weeks now, hopefully back this weekend, Peyton Watson's been more valuable to the 25-26 Denver Nuggets than Christian Brown has. But I do think between the ankle injury and, like you said, maybe some of the pressure that he's putting on himself of like, Watson's getting back, I got to keep my starting job, that even on a day like today, when you and I could just scream and rip the Nuggets and tell everyone how worthless they are and they're one and done in the playoffs, we're not going to do that because we do feel like if you get a favorable seed and CB and Cam Johnson play to their ceiling, combine that with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray and this added depth, that maybe, it's not likely, but maybe something special can still go down with this squad.
Well, speaking of CB and Peyton Watson, what do you do with that? I'm asking about because you got 12 games left. Peyton Watson is going to be a part of this team here soon where he's going to be able to play. Let's just say, and it's going to be hard for him to kind of recapture what he was doing earlier, but let's just say he looks just like he did before he got hurt. What do you do with that? Christian Brown, Peyton Watson. Do you keep Peyton Watson with the starting 5 because that's kind of where what he's familiar with and he's comfortable and he seems like he's turning the corner? Or do you obey your eyes from what you have seen with Peyton Watson throughout the whole season and say, we need a guy that can create his own shot, a guy that can play really good defense consistently with AG beyond the court as well? What do you do, Will?
It's a question that David Adelman is going to have to answer, and my gut was to start both. You and I went round and round on this, and I said I would start Jamal at the 1, CB at the 2, Watson at the 3, Aaron Gordon at the 4, and Nikola Jokic at the 5.
Yeah.
But now that Cam Johnson has played better, is it really just a debate between Watson and Brown for that 5th starting spot because Cam Johnson's going to continue to start? I guess I'd lean towards CB because you know why? I think Peyton Watson off the bench can be a difference maker. I remember the 2009 Nuggets made the Western Conference Finals, and they had a guy by the name of Chris Anderson, the Birdman.
Yep.
You know, all his tats and everything, and he was always swinging his arms and flapping. And then, of course, he went to Miami and played with LeBron and D-Wade and Bosh and had success down there as well. You need those energy spark plugs off the bench, and I think Peyton Watson can be that for, call it 15 to 20 minutes a night in the playoffs, whereas Christian Brown plays more like 30 minutes. I would use Peyton Watson as my 6th or 7th man combined with Tim Hardaway. How about you?
Ooh, man, Will, I'm going to go with the opposite. I love me some Peyton Watson. He's earned his right as long as he looks like he did before the injury. Now, we know it's going to take some time, just like Aaron Gordon. But by the way, Aaron Gordon, it hasn't taken him a lot of time. When he's playing, he's making an impact. I believe that's going to be the case with Peyton Watson. Younger, he's hungrier. He wants that contract. He wants to be seen. He wants to be in that number 1 rotation as well. Let's face it, who doesn't? So I would go with Peyton Watson if he's up to par, if he's ready to go, because you are getting another guy who can create off his own shot, right? You're getting a guy that was starting to build chemistry with Jokic, but defensively, CB has been a liability. Let's be real. And if somebody wants to go at me, then, go watch the games.
He also gets really tough assignments to defend him.
Come on,
he's always
Will,
guarding an SGA or a Luka.
What? All right, hold on. I'm going to stop you right there, right? The last time SGA had the game-winning shot was Christian Brown on him.
The first one, because remember he hit 2 daggers. The first one with 11 seconds left was CB, and then the one very near the buzzer was Spencer Jones.
Okay, then you go to Luka. Luka's game-winning shot. Who was guarding him?
That was on Spencer Jones.
Okay, it's not CB. And I guarantee you when Peyton Watson's back in the mix, it's going to be Mr. Peyton Watson who's guarding the toughest player if it's not AG. So, P. Watt, you're going to be part of this starting lineup as long as you look like you did before that injury.
All righty, we'll see how David Adelman navigates it once the playoffs are here. I can't believe they only have 12 games left. I mean, you just said that, and I was double-checking. I'm like, really? 12? You're right. 12 games left in this regular season for the Denver Nuggets. There was a key stat from the Broncos last year that worked out really well. Is it possible for them to do that again in 2026? Phil and I will dive into it next.
Do the Denver Broncos have a new dynamic duo at wide receiver?
Cortland's the X, into the boundary, on the line of scrimmage. Waddle's the Z, off the line of scrimmage, fast, in and out of breaks. This is Demarius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
If you're in love, you're invited to Williams Jewelers Bridal Fest with our special guest, Takori, March 17th through Saturday, March 21st. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Bruce Williams. Come see the latest from Takori and the best diamond prices of the season.
Shop over 500 of the latest Takori engagement rings and wedding band styles, fresh from California.
Plus, listen to this. 3/4 carat diamonds from just $26.95.
Gorgeous 1 carats from just $39.95.
And natural 2 carat diamonds from an amazing $13,995. Guys, during Bridal Fest, qualified buyers can get 12 months financing interest-free.
Plus, when you spend $5,000 or more during Bridal Fest, you'll receive a Yeti cooler as our gift.
So join us for Williams Jewelers Bridal Fest with our special guest, Takori.
March 17th through Saturday, March 21st at Williams Jewelers.
Your official Takori store.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber, connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
Score big. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if you can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house all cash and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-944-33, 720-944-33. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Plumline Services, serving Colorado since 1998 for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. Service at home, servants at heart.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
A lot of good texts coming in on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. It's Will Peterson in for Zach By, hanging out with Phillip Lindsay. With you here for a long time, commercial free, as we take you across the top of the hour and well beyond. The 9026 says, hey guys, P-Watt and CB don't play the same position. CB's a 2, P-Watt's more of a 3 or a 4. He can play the 2, but P-Watt is going to start for Cam. I get what the texter's saying, but I also think, Phil, that basketball has become more and more positionless over the years, and you're just going to play your 5 best players. And if that lineup was Jamal Murray, Peyton Watson, Aaron Gordon, Cam Johnson, and Nikola Jokic, they'd make it work. I think it's, I get what the texter's saying, but I think it's very old school, very 80s and 90s thinking of, oh, you got to have a point guard and a shooting guard and a small forward and a power. I don't think so. I think you just play your 5 best players and they make it work.
No, and then also it's about fit. It's about who you're going up against. And just like football and hockey or anything else, you have to play good defense. You have to play good defense on the blue line. You have to play good defense in football to create turnovers and shorten the field, right? You have to play good defense in basketball so that you do have opportunities and steals for those easy buckets and those easy points that you're looking for. That's exactly what the Grizzlies did. Right, the Grizzlies had, I want to say, 27, 29 points off of turnovers.
They took advantage of the Nuggets being sloppy with the ball.
Yes, you're not winning when you're turning the ball over and they score 29 or 27 points on you. So with that being said, P-Watt gives you the best opportunity in my eyes, as long as he comes back the same version of himself, a guy that's going to give you points, but also a guy that's going to play damn good defense to pair with AG.
We are keeping an eye on March Madness as well. Give you an update on that here in a few moments. But let's pivot over to the Broncos because they were 11-2, Phil, in one-score games last season. 11-2. I mean, that's ridiculous. And you can go through the schedule, and folks will remember. I mean, there was so many dramatic, fun wins. And when you're on the wrong side of those, they suck. Because what happened after week 3? You guys had to come in here and talk about a 1-2 football team that had lost on walk-off field goals in back-to-back weeks to the Colts and Chargers.
That was your fault, Will, by the way.
Why was that my fault?
Because of what you said about the quarterback over there with the Colts.
I think I was proven right in the long run. They fell off a cliff and didn't make the playoffs.
Who was the quarterback?
Well, he did get hurt.
Phillip Rivers was their quarterback.
Daniel Jones got hurt, and they had to call in old man Phillip Rivers.
We went into his house, and he found a way to beat us. Because of your ass, Will.
Well, the refs also found a way to beat us, Phil. There was a phantom leverage penalty.
This is all on Will.
Well, my point is, you guys had to come in after week 3, and you're like, damn, here we go again. Clutch losses. This is not good. And then after that, man, you beat the Eagles. Great comeback in Philly. You beat the Jets in an ugly game in London, but you hang on by 1 score.
Yeah.
You beat the Giants by a single point in arguably the most memorable comeback, or one of them in Broncos history, on a day where they honored the late, great Demaryius Thomas. You beat Houston on a walk-off field goal from Will Lutz down there in Texas, 18-15. You win a gross Thursday night game against the Raiders, but you found a way, 10-7. You beat the Chiefs 22-19 in sort of a passing of the torch game in the AFC West. You take out the Commanders by a point on Nick Bonito's heroics at the buzzer on the 2-point conversion. You beat Green Bay by a single possession, the Chiefs and the Chargers to round out the season. 11-2 in one-score games. I'll just say it simply. Is that sustainable, Phil? Especially as I just went through all those memories, all those close games they pulled out.
That's something that, honestly, I've never been a part of. I've never heard of. And yet the Denver Broncos were able to do it. Is it sustainable? Heck no, it's not sustainable. This is the NFL. You can't hope that you're going to win every single game in the crunch time moments. All right, but it's a good tool to have in your toolkit. It's a good thing to have the experience with. It's like you know how to finish games. It's like for me in the 2016 Colorado Buffaloes, we took ass whoopings the first 2 years. Well, we got just blown out, but then there would be games. Like I'm thinking of one right now where we're close with UCLA, and they end up finding a way to beat us. They find a way because they're used to winning, and we're not. We found a way to lose that game. They found a way to win. With the Denver Broncos, that's what you hope this helps for this year going against a tougher schedule is you find a way to win the tough games because you've been in so many of them and you came out on top. So you have that in your toolkit of like, okay, we know the feeling. We know what we need to do. Bo Nix has ice in his veins. So when that comes to play, he's going to be ready to go at it. We got more weapons with Jalen Waddle, Courtland Sutton, who's been a guy that you can rely on more times than not. You got a run game with J.K. Dobbins. You got an offensive line that's well put together and seasoned. So you go out there and you can find a way to beat these tough teams in those crunch time situations, the 2-minute drill. Something that the Denver Nuggets just cannot do this year is win in the crunch.
Yeah, no, clutch time has not been kind to the Nuggets at all. That's for sure. But there's one name that I want to focus on, and it's Bo, because there's something about Bo that just feels like he's going to win the football game. You go back to the divisional round game against Buffalo. They're down 4 points, final moments, final couple minutes at Empower Field at Mile High, and I wasn't nervous. And that's crazy because that was the biggest game the Broncos had played in since Super Bowl 50. We're talking a decade, and I'm sitting at home going, yeah, Bo's going to score. He's going to find a way to do this. And what's he do? He engineers a great drive, hits Marvin Mims on an unbelievable pass. I can still picture it, obviously. Left corner of the end zone.
Yep.
You were worried Mims got hurt. He was grabbing something. I think he rolled over a TV cable or
it's
something.
The drama. I mean, you just had the game-winning touchdown catch pretty much. You want drama. You want people to feel for you. You know, we're still trying to, as a player, you're still entertaining.
Yes, and Marvin was entertaining, and it never felt like they were going to lose. And even when Matt Prater made the kick to send it to overtime, what happened in OT? Jaquan McMillan makes an unbelievably clutch play. Sorry, Buffalo. Brandon Cooks did not catch the football, no matter how much you want to cry about it. And Bo, even on a broken ankle at the very end, gets them in field goal range with a couple moon balls where Buffalo got super grabby and committed PI to set up the Will Lutz walk-off field goal. I'm not saying they're going to go 11-2 in one-score games, but you could tell me they go 8-3, 8-4, something like that next year.
Sign me up.
Because Bo has that clutch factor to him. He's got that clutch gene, which is hard to measure. You can measure a lot of things in sports, particularly team, clutch, all that. But people always talk about Michael Jordan was clutch. Kobe Bryant was clutch. Tim Tebow, to some extent, for as bad as he was for 55 minutes of most football games, was clutch down the stretch. Bo Nix is just clutch, and that's not something you can coach. That's something either you have or you don't, and I think Denver's QB has it.
Yeah, it's within you. It's the way that you go about it. Everybody has a way to them. And some people, just like when pressure is around them, they thrive. They relax. Their blood pressure, I don't know if blood pressure going down is a good thing, but hey, the heart rate goes down, right? The heart rate.
Blood pressure going down is a good thing. I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you that much, Phil. Lower blood pressure is better.
The heart rate goes down, right? That's what you're looking for, a guy that can relax, that can think under pressure when everything's going at him, and especially at quarterback. When you can keep yourself together, cool, calm, collected, still know what everybody has, still have confidence to step into your throws and then actually make a couple aggressive throws because you feel like you have the guys to do it with. That is Bo Nix. And Bo Nix has another weapon in Jalen Waddle to help him out this year. So, yeah, with that being said, I will sign up for 8-4 in those clutch moments when the game's on the line and Bo Nix has to drive down there for the game-winning field goal or even to score to win the touch or score a touchdown to win the game. Like, you can count on that because you've seen it before with Bo. He has done it multiple times. So you're going to be feeling very confident and comfortable watching that game on TV on your couch when Bo Nix is having that game-winning drive, saying he's done this multiple times, million times, just like someone like Patrick Mahomes, just like Josh Allen, just like Lamar Jackson, and at some point we're going to say just like Bo Nix.
And just like John Elway back in the day. He was famous for playing 3 quarters of, okay, all right, football, good moments. And then in the fourth quarter, John just turned it on, and he did that his entire career. The 8881 on the text line says the Chiefs did that 2 years ago with those one-score games. And it's interesting they bring that up because what was Kansas City's downfall last year? I mean, they went 6-11.
Yeah.
It's still hard to wrap your mind around a team quarterbacked by Patrick Mahomes went 6-11. I mean, that's kind of stunning. But what happened? KC couldn't win close games anymore. We saw it here in Denver when the Broncos won 22-19, and we saw it on Christmas night. Now, obviously, that was a weird game, and KC wasn't really in it, and they were starting some guy. I can't even remember what his name is.
Yeah,
but
he was a practice squad player, and he almost beat us.
He did, but
crazy.
Broncos found a way.
Oh, clutch, right?
Do you worry that if it can happen to the Chiefs, it can happen to anyone, and it can happen to the Broncos, and 11-2 in one-score games, say that goes to 4-7,
yeah,
that's going to dramatically shift your seeding in the playoffs if you even make the playoffs with 7 losses, 8 losses, whatever the final record ends up being.
Well, just like Angels in the outfield, it could happen. It can definitely happen where Bo Nix and Sean Payton and Davis Webb and the Denver Broncos as a team, they're just not as clutch as they were this year. But also, we have to remember, the Kansas City Chiefs, all right, that was their first year last year having a down year. Other than that, all they have done is win Super Bowls and get to the Super Bowl. And this team, the Chiefs that we're talking about, at some point you are going to fizzle out. You're getting older. You're replacing people. You can't pay everybody. And so for the Denver Broncos, I'm not there with them yet. They still have enough left in the tank. They're still young enough to where this next year they're going to still look like they did this year. It's not like Travis Kelce where it's like, dude, you probably shouldn't be playing anymore, but you want to hold on to this because you feel like you can still help your team get to a Super Bowl.
He had a pretty good game in Denver, Phil. Don't sleep on what he did at Mile High this year.
Do I think that we've seen the best out of Travis Kelce? Yes, the best has passed him. With the Denver Broncos, there's still a lot left in that tank for you to go and win. I'm not going to say be 11-2 in one-score games. That's hard to do. But like you said earlier, 8-4, look good doing that, beat some of these big-time teams. The Denver Broncos are going to have to play 10 teams this year that were in the playoffs last year. So, like, you have 10 playoff teams that you're going to have to face. Can you win majority of those? Can you be believable going into the postseason? Or if you're not the number 1 seed, it's hard to do that. But can we have the confidence in you because what you have done throughout the season? Those clutch situations, beating somebody like the Seattle Seahawks who just won the Super Bowl, beating Buffalo again, beating the Kansas City Chiefs because they're down right now and Patrick Mahomes is coming off the knee injury, beating the Chargers and winning the division. That's what it should be all about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, if they can even come close to replicating 11-2, they're going to be right there for an AFC West title with the Chargers and the Chiefs. Raiders, they'll be exciting, or at least more exciting with Fernando Mendoza, but I still think most fans think Vegas is going to win 5-6 games. They're not going to be in this conversation. But before we move on, how do you power rank the AFC West at this very moment in time? And I understand your answer may be different today than it was 3-4 days ago before the Broncos acquired Jalen Waddle. I'll go ahead and put the Raiders at 4 for you. I don't want to speak for you, but the Raiders are going to be at 4.
Raiders at 4, man. They're retooling.
How does 1-3 in the division stack up at this very moment in time?
In this very moment, this magic moment, the Denver Broncos are ahead of everybody.
They're still
number one. They're number one because of the trade they just got done with Jalen Waddle. Right, we were looking for that depth, explosive piece. You just got him there. All right, J.K. Dobbins, you brought back, and everybody's sitting there saying he's top 5 when healthy. You're top 5 when you're able to go through a full season. We're able to say yes, you were top 5 in rushing. That's when you can say he's a top 5 running back. But I believe he can do it. He has the capability to do it. He almost did it this year. He has to stay healthy. So you have J.K. coming back. Like, they're number one. The Chiefs are a team that's going to be weird, sneaky, because when does Patrick Mahomes come back?
And they just got Justin Fields.
Exactly. You got Justin Fields. All right. You did add Kenneth Walker III to the running back room, so that's going to help you out. But also, you're looking for a right tackle. So my guessing is the Chiefs are going to go into the draft and draft a right tackle to try to protect Patrick Mahomes when he comes back from that knee injury.
Sure.
So I'm going to have I would have the Chiefs number 3 because the Chargers are locked and loaded. Justin Herbert, all right, he's the best version of himself during the regular season, and he's a shell of himself come postseason. But they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. They're going to be tough to beat, obviously. And so I'm going to have Chargers number 2, but right now the Denver Broncos, who are 14-3, have a chance to win at least 11 to 12 games. And you know what? They can go out there and win 14 to 15 if they really want to. That's their.
I love it.
Hey, they can do it, right? Nobody's telling them they can't. You have the opportunity to do it, but I can see this team right now winning at least 11 or 12. and being at the top, winning the division. So the Denver Broncos are still number one.
You and I have the exact same list. I would go Broncos 1, Chargers 2, Chiefs 3, and Raiders 4. The odds makers say differently. Still have the Broncos as the third best odds to win the AFC West, which I think is crazy, coming off a 14-win season and running it back. But guess what? They build big old casinos in the desert for a reason. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. All right, it's The Drive. Will Peterson in for Zach By, hanging out with my guy, Phillip Lindsay. Woo! 3 hours down, 1 hour to go. Having a lot of fun. Going to get to the Avs and Nuggets here momentarily. We are with you for another 22 minutes commercial-free. Disappointing night in Denver sports. Oh, man, so much to unpack from those two teams, and I promise we will do it all. But, Phil, want to give a quick March Madness update for all the folks out there, because today is check your bracket and do very little work day around America. Arkansas takes down Hawaii. Michigan State rolls North Dakota State, no issues. Vanderbilt over McNeese. And then you get to the game that, in some sense, could have been the game of the day, but it didn't quite work out. The Dukies, man, they survived, becoming the third team ever to lose to a 16. They do advance 71-65 over Siena. You and I had that game on at the start of the show. Not many people like Duke. Our own Kevin Kistner likes Duke. They certainly have a loyal fan base, but Duke's kind of like the Yankees, the Cowboys, the Lakers.
I would agree with you.
It would have been fun if Duke had lost today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always up for an underdog story. Now, I know I understand that people out there, as it gets closer, you get to the Elite Eight, Final Four, you don't want an underdog in there. You want the guys in there. We get it.
The best of the best.
The best of the best. But right now, it would be a great underdog story if Duke would have got knocked off. All right, Wisconsin gets knocked off by High Point University today. Like, you like those stories. They're fun stories. This is why we do our bracket. And so, yes, Duke found a way. Although Dookie found a way, although they looked like Dookie for most of the game, they found a way to
well played.
They found a way to beat on Siena, who, by the way, only played 5 guys.
Which is insane. They had 5 guys play 40 minutes each. No subs. One, worthless sub at the very end, but 5 guys played 40 minutes. That's crazy, Phil. You mentioned High Point over Wisconsin. Only upset of the day so far based on the seeding, the 12 over the 5. I guess TCU was a 9 and beat Ohio State an 8, so technically won there. Nebraska handles Troy. Louisville gets past South Florida. And the evening window has started. That's the crazy thing. We've had 8 games, 8 more to go, including North Carolina and VCU in the early stages, 11-10 Tar Heels right now, and then 7 more games yet to tip. And guess what? Going to do it all again tomorrow. You got 16 games today, 16 games tomorrow as they whittle this field from 64 to 32.
Hey, we only just begun. We only just begun.
We have in the tournament, man. So much fun. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Appreciate everyone that went to work today and didn't come up with some excuse to sit on their couch or go to a bar and watch basketball. But you know what? If you did that, more power to you as well. All right, I was at Ball Arena last night, Phil. Electric atmosphere, playoff feel. Avs and Stars.
You were dressed to impress, too.
I was.
Tie. Did you bring the tie, by the way?
I didn't wear a tie.
Okay.
Reset what happened last night at 5:40 for people who missed it.
Look at Will. Okay,
you brought it up, not me.
I'll hype you up. Will walks in here, and Will always does. The scrappy one. The Scrapsters. Will Peterson. Did I do that right?
Scrap Peterson,
okay,
but you were close.
I'm sorry, Scrap Peterson. He walks in here, and he's buttoned up, right? Suit, tie.
No.
He didn't have the coat, but he had the undershirt.
I had a button down and khakis on,
okay.
not a
I'm
suit
sorry.
and a tie.
It's probably in the car. That's what I thought. I'm thinking damn, you're doing a radio show for an hour and then you're heading to Ball Arena, so suit and a tie, you got the suit in the car, right? The jacket in the car, but I guess it wasn't. It was just the khakis. With that being said, Will, you were looking fly. And I was just wondering why. I was like, why is Will dressed to impress? Why is his hair combed? He has a comb over. Why do you have the comb over? Okay, with the sides shaved down a little bit. What's going on, Will? Is there something big going down? And then I start to think, Dallas versus the Avalanche. Oh, Will Peterson in the building. He wants to impress, dress to impress, because he's gonna have to talk to Nate Dogg and Kel right after the game.
Yeah, no, and hockey's one of those sports you got to look good in the press box. You get a little judged if you're underdressed as a member of the media.
I did not know that.
For hockey, they dress to the nines, especially in the playoffs. I will throw on a blazer for the playoffs, but it was fun to be there, man. And let's just kind of dive into sort of biggest takeaways.
The Avs outplayed the Stars, Phil. That was my number one takeaway. They outshot them 34-18. They were the better hockey team, but they still didn't get the 2 points. And I think this is...
It sounds like we're talking about the Avs versus Dallas Stars game of last year during the playoffs.
I think this is a little jarring for fans of sometimes in sports, a team just has your number. Did you walk away last night feeling, damn, the Avs played that well and still lost? And do the Stars have the Colorado Avalanche's number?
Oh, Will. I thought about this after the game was done. I was sitting there, and it's a late game, so I'm sitting there on my couch. My kids are asleep. My wife, she actually had like a soccer game, so she comes back and made me rub her feet. We'll talk about that later. So I'm thinking about
You're
it as I'm rubbing my wife's stinky feet. And I came out impressed with the Colorado Avalanche. Yes, they lost the game in a shootout. We know that's not going to happen in the playoffs because there's no shootouts in the playoffs.
Thank goodness.
But what I saw out there was a team that outshot the Dallas Stars 34-18, had opportunities, scored on the power play. Isn't that something that we've been banging the table for? Scored on the power play, then killed off 2 power play opportunities for Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, their opportunities were out there, and I keep saying that because it's true. The opportunities are out there, and Netches and Kale and Nathan McKinn and Nate Dogg, they have to take more advantages and opportunities when they're out there when they present themselves. And if they can do that, they'll win that game. And so I was encouraged because guess what? Just like the Dallas Stars and Mikko not being there, we're still without Ross Colton. We're still without Lecky. We're still without our captain Gabe. And good things happen when Gabe's in the building. Although Mike thinks differently. When Gabe,
Has he walked that one back yet, Mike Evans?
No, you know he's not.
Yeah.
When Landy's in the building and he's healthy, good things happen, you win games. We're going to get him back. All right, Wedgie, in between the pipes, did a phenomenal job yet again. I'm not going to hold him on this shootout goal. We know that's not hockey when you get to the postseason. So I look at it, I'm encouraged. All right, we have a great opportunity to win and beat the Dallas Stars. But you know what, Will? We need to win this Central Division. We need to stay ahead of the Dallas Stars because it's going to be rough if we have to go through the Wild and then play the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, and that gap shrunk to 2 points last night. Avs now at 98, Stars at 96. And I do think, too, that Jared Bednar's press conference was very telling post-game. He got asked about the team's performance and if there was anything that he didn't like. And Jared Bednar, despite a loss, was thrilled, quite frankly, with how the Avalanche played.
I mean, I watch our team play like that, and I have very little issues with the way we played. And I've said it all along. I'm not going to judge our team on results only. I think that's a losing battle. I think you play like that, and good things will happen. From the goaltender out, everyone was good, and power play was good, right? When you check off the boxes, they get one, they have a chance to get a second one. Kale rips it off the post. Penalty kill was good. The checking aspect of the game was good. What we're producing or generating offensively was good. We've got to find a way to get one more past their goalie, right? So,
couple key quotes in there. I have very little issues with how our team played, and you play like that and good things will happen. I don't disagree with the head coach. You replay that game a dozen times, the Avs win 10 or 11 of them. They were the better hockey team.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they can't solve Jake Ottinger, and he's now 4-0-2 against the Avs in his last 6 starts. Not a single regulation loss.
He's the kryptonite right now.
He is, and I got to ask you, is Ottinger in their head a little bit? Because it's 1-1 late in that second period, and I'm like, man, they really need to get one here, get the momentum back. They were up 1-0 after the first, 1-1 in the second, and Nathan McKinnon's got a point-blank look, and Jake Ottinger just flat out robs him. Brilliant glove save.
Yes.
Is this kind of getting in their heads a little bit, Phil, that they can't solve this goalie consistently?
Which is insane to think that a player could be a little nervous about a goalie, right? Because you're the one that's taking the shots at him. And it seems
is nervous the right word or just mental block?
I mean, it could be a mental block because when you have a goalie like Ottinger that's doing his thing and he's so confident and he looks bigger in goal, where it's like, okay, like he knows what he's doing. It's like he can read their minds and direct their shots before they even know what they're doing, which is insane to think. But Ottinger is doing that. The Otter is doing that to him. I just think that they have to just go at him, attack him. They have to find ways to continue to put shots on goal, find ways to get the stars involved, like Nathan McKinnon, like Netchis, like Kell. Like, at some point, the puck is going to go in the back of the net if you continue to get those shot opportunities. So it's tough when you're going against a goalie like Ottinger, and he's feeling himself and he's confident. But when you're the best player in the world, like Nathan McKinnon, you have to find a way. So whether you're going to go back and watch film and see his tendencies when somebody like you is like on a breakaway and how does that look, do what you have to do. But we have to find a way to do it here soon once we get to this postseason.
Yeah, Nathan McKinnon sat at his locker last night. I walked in to the room, and I told you this earlier, but I'll reset it, that if guys are sitting at their locker, then they're willing to talk, right?
Yeah.
If they're gone to the showers or whatever, they're saying, I'm not talking to the media tonight, and that's their right. They don't have to talk to us after every game. I totally understand guys don't feel like talking after every game, but Nathan was just kind of sitting in his locker, and it's like, wow, he talked after that Penguins loss, discussed how much he didn't really like the 11 forward, 7 defenseman thing. They did switch that back last night to 12 and 6. But Nathan was there, and he was kind of just sitting there, and here's just a little portion of what he had to say post-game.
Yeah, we got to get to Ottinger more. I feel like all 3 games we've outshot them heavily, outplayed them. We just got to find a way to beat that guy.
Got to get to Ottinger more all 3 games, and he's talking about in this regular season, outshot them, outplayed them, got to find a way to beat him. I thought you sort of raised an interesting point of maybe Mac sort of wanted to get that out there in the public, and also it did bring back memories of, he had sort of the viral quote after the Olympics of who was the better team, and there was context to that, but he did say that when they lost to the U.S. 2-1 in the gold medal game. He kind of pulled that card last night again as well, and I don't blame Nathan, but of course it's getting twisted on social media that he doesn't know how to lose. Well, he's just spitting facts. Canada was the better team than the U.S. in the gold medal game, and Connor Hellebuck stood on his head, and we were all thrilled because we wanted the U.S. to win gold. But objectively, the Canadians were probably the better team. And then last night, the Avs were probably the better team. But just like the Olympics, another 2-1 loss. What did you make of Nate saying that we've outshot them and outplayed them? We just got to find a way to solve this.
He's just spitting facts. He's being real. Like they are. They're out shooting the Dallas Stars 34-18 last night. They're having these opportunities. They score in the power play. They could have scored 2 power play goals. All right, they killed off 2 power play opportunities for Dallas. Right, so everything is there. They just have to find a way to put the puck in the back of the net, and it's hard when you're going up against a goalie that has that much confidence. So Nate Dogg is right. He is the only man standing in their way from scoring a couple more goals. And at some point, if you keep going at him and find ways to have good shots on goal, right, find ways to have high danger chances, it's going to go through for you. And I think that's why Betsy's sitting there saying, hey, I was impressed, I was encouraged with this game because it's there. And when you get someone like Lecky back in the mix, when you get Gay back in the mix that can give you those dirty goals, and he's a big body in front of the net, right? Like it's things like that that's going to help you beat someone like Ottinger, who has all the confidence in the world. I mean, my man's making crazy saves where you have the puck that goes into his sleeve.
Yeah, that was
he has
wild.
to pull it out, and then he just flicks it on the ice saying, yeah, that's me. That's me. Like, it's hard when you have a goalie that confident in between the pipes.
Yeah, and inevitably you're going to face the Stars in the playoffs. I mean, I know that fans are still holding out hope. Hey, if we win the Central, which they very well still can, they still have 2 points, that maybe, just maybe, Minnesota can do us a big old favor and take out Dallas in round 1.
Maybe.
But if I close my eyes, man, and I really try to picture it, I can't see a scenario where the Avs and Stars don't play. And it sucks because Gary Bettman's playoff format is it's flawed, and that's probably putting it kindly. It's actually quite ridiculous that the 2 best teams in the NHL are going to have to play more than likely in round 2 when it should absolutely be the Western Conference Final. You could make a case it should be the Stanley Cup Final. It is the 2 best teams should fight for the best prize in sports in the Cup. But I almost, and this will be my last question on the Avs to you before we pivot to the Nuggets. I almost feel like winning the Cup this year has to go through Dallas. You got to get over this mental roadblock of Dallas.
Yeah.
Am I going to apologize if Minnesota beats them? Of course not. Am I going to be thrilled at the parade if they don't have to take out Dallas? Yeah. But doesn't it feel like deep down you got to get over the demons that the Stars have given you, frankly, your whole history, but especially over the last 2 years?
Well, I think everybody's expecting the Dallas Stars to be the one that's in our way. just because they're similar to us. They're honestly identical to us. Honestly, at some points of the game, they were a lot more physical than we were, and that's something that we can talk about that needs to be addressed. Like, hey, you got to be more physical. There's way too many times where there's an ass player on their ass instead of there being a Dallas Star guy on their butt. So, like, that's just a mentality thing, and it's going to happen. And when you get to the playoffs, we know how it is. It's fast-paced. Everybody's going. Every thing matters, pretty much.
Yeah, it's all on the line. It's all on the line.
And so, yes, Will, if we're going to be the best, we got to beat the best. And right now, the Dallas Stars think that they're better than us, and they've had our number for the past couple years when it comes to the postseason. So we need to be able to beat them in order for us to raise that cup. It's just how it's going to go.
All right, yes or no answer. Do you want to play the Stars in the playoffs?
Do I want to? As a fan? Yes, because it's gonna be a great game, and that's what I want to see. I want to see a great matchup.
Great series. But
as a player, I want the easiest road possible. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, it's kind of like Cecil and I. We went round and round last year. He's like, I want the toughest test for the Broncos, and I'm like, no, dude, I want the Super Bowl.
As a fan, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. You know, Dallas is in our way. We have to find a way to beat them. Ottinger has been our kryptonite. We have to find a way to beat him. We can. But then as a player, it's like, damn, if they can just get beat, man, it's an easier road to the cup.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
And the Avs losing to the Stars was gut punch number 2 last night for Denver sports fans because earlier in the evening, the Nuggets inexplicably fell to the very, very bad Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, Memphis, it was just their 13th home win of the year. They're 13-20. 24-44 overall. This game was super frustrating to watch, Phil, particularly because Nikola Jokic almost had a quadruple double. And I say that a little sarcastically because you don't actually get credit for a quad double with turnovers being one of them. But, dude, he had 29 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists, and 10 turnovers.
10 turnovers.
I mean, he was double digits in 3 categories, almost a fourth, and one of those you do not want to see. Nikola Jokic was sloppy with the basketball, and this has been a theme since he's come back from the knee injury. And it's hard for me to connect why, because there's a clear line in the sand. I've watched Jokic play for a decade. You've watched Jokic play for a decade. This dude has not been this sloppy with the basketball pretty much his entire career. And the last month and a half, turnovers have been an issue. And I'm not saying the Nuggets lost because Nikola turned the ball over 10 times, but it was a contributing factor for sure.
If Jokic doesn't turn the ball over 10 times, my guessing is they win.
They probably win. If that number's more like 2 or 3, then they probably win the basketball game.
Yeah.
What in the world is, and I feel bad framing it this way because he's still the best player on earth, but not what in the world is wrong with Nikola Jokic. That would be too strong. But what in the world's going on with the turnovers? Why can this man not protect the very valuable basketball at this juncture?
If I knew for sure, then I probably solve all the world's problems in general. I might have the answers for all the world's problems. But what I'm looking at with Jokic is a guy that he's forcing certain things yet again, like he was at the beginning of all this when he was having all these turnovers. He's forcing the ball again. Guys are not on the same page with him. They're not getting to the right spots. All right, I want to say that Jokic, he had a lazy approach to that game because he's coming off a back-to-back, them getting in at 5:30 in the morning and then having to play that night against a tanking Grizzlies team. But it has to be addressed. Jokic has to take more accountability of look, I'm messing this up for us as well. 10 turnovers is a career high. That's unacceptable, especially when you should be able to wake up from a short nap, go there, beat the Grizzlies because they're tanking and they don't want to win. Although the guys on the court want to win, the organization doesn't want to win. Jokic should be the one dishing the ball out like he did against the Sixers, having a laugh on the sideline in the fourth quarter like he did against the Sixers. Instead, those 10 turnovers and the 19 turnovers in total led to the Nuggets losing that game. Jokic has to get back to this mindset of I'm going to just play basketball. I'm not going to worry about the refs and doing these facial expressions to the refs. I'm going to get everybody involved, and we're going to get back on track because, like I said earlier, this team does not look like a championship contending team. Championship contending teams put away bad teams, put away teams that are tanking, and the Denver Nuggets have struggling with that.
And you take a peek at the Western Conference standings, Denver all by themselves in the 6th seed at this very moment. I tell people, look at the loss column this time of year. Those are what you can't make up. Nuggets 28 losses, Houston and Minnesota both with 27, and the Lakers with 25. I mean, as it sits at this moment in time, the Nuggets would play the Lakers in round 1, which I'm not going to lie, I'd probably talk myself into them winning that series just because they've owned the Lakers in the Nikola Jokic era. Now, obviously, pre-Jokic, the Lakers have owned the Nuggets and some really devastating playoff losses over the years to that franchise. But, of course, the sweep in the Western Conference Finals and then beat them the next year defending the title in round 1. The infamous Jamal Murray made a shot from Anthony Davis. I would love it. Nuggets-Lakers round 1. But I do think that the Nuggets are kind of holding on for dear life to not fall all the way to the play-in. And people forget, Phil, if you fall to the play-in, the best you can be is the 7th seed. You could also be the 8th seed. That means San Antonio or Oklahoma City round 1. That's not what I'm trying to sign up for. I'm trying to sign up for the Lakers round 1. And the Nuggets are in kind of mess around and find out territory. If Phoenix hadn't lost 3 in a row, they would be in the play-in at this point in time. They've gotten lucky that the Suns have hit a little bit of a rough patch as well. But 12 games left. Where do you see this all finishing? What seed do you predict the Nuggets are going to ultimately end up with?
I think that they're going to end up with, they're not going to catch the Lakers. The Lakers seem to find ways to win at the buzzer, and you have LeBron James going for 30 when he's 41 years old, and Luka is doing his thing. So I can see the Denver Nuggets sitting there at 4, the 4th seed. So I don't know what that leads to. I would have to go back and see all that. But
that'd probably be Minnesota or Houston round 1.
So
the
Minnesota,
Timberwolves
Houston,
who have owned you.
Yep.
And then the Rockets who do have Kevin Durant but have kind of fallen off recently, only 4-6 in their last 10 games.
But you know what, Will? That's what you get. That's what you get when you mess with your food. That's what you get when you have bad losses. All right, against the Warriors, when Warriors have nobody playing, you lose to them. Against Chicago, you lose to them. And then against the Grizzlies, who are tanking, you lose to them. So when you do stuff like that, you're fighting for the 4th and 5th and trying not to be in the play-in. Instead, you should be fighting for that 3rd seed like you were at the beginning of all this, but you won't because you don't get your act together because you're not focused. You don't have a professional approach. This team, man, right now, the Denver Nuggets, they don't know who they want to be. Their identity is every other day is something different, and that has to change. All right, they're like the Sour Patch Kids. First they're sweet, then they're sour, and then they reverse it to sour, then sweet. Like, who do you want to be? And stick with it.
Can't seem to figure them out right now. They're now 3 games back of the Lakers, or technically 2.5 back of the Lakers for that 3 seed, but really 3.5 because we remember the game they blew over the weekend, that cost them the tiebreaker. So it's going to be a monumental task to get all the way back to 3. All right, what's the biggest remaining hole on the Broncos roster? We've got a candidate. We'll bring it to you next.
With the addition of Jalen Waddle, can Bo Nix get to a passing number that would put him among the elite quarterbacks in the NFL?
Can he get to that 4,000-yard mark? These elite top-tier quarterbacks kind of live there. The 4,500, 5,000 on the top-tier level of passing yards for a year. They add Jalen Waddle. They led the league in pass attempts last year. Why wouldn't they flirt with that number?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Do you have at least 1 month worth of food in your pantry? If not, you should definitely go to mypatriotsupply.com right now. My Patriot Supply is America's #1 supplier of long-term storable food. They've helped over 3 million Americans get prepared. And for a limited time, when you order their best-selling 4-week food supply, you'll get an additional week of food absolutely free. There's no catch, but act fast because this offer ends soon. Claim your free emergency food kit now at mypatriotsupply.com. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
It's time to upgrade your arsenal with the Shields Field and Range Sale Event. Save on your favorite brands in ammo, firearms, optics, and more. You'll have to hurry, though. This sale only runs through March 22nd. Plus, with your Shields Visa, you'll earn an extra 10 points for every $1 spent on Vortex products at Shields, which means you'll earn even more My Rewards gift cards. Visit Shields or Shields.com and save now through March 22nd.
Stoke here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Through March, when you install a new cold climate heat pump system with my team at ROX, you get a free whole home water filtration system. Cleaner air, cleaner water. Now that's a winning combination. Upgrade your home comfort and take advantage of this huge offer while it lasts, but only from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply STOP to opt out.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn competitive pay for the ride you complete, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 15 years old, a clean driving record, and caregiving experience with children, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text CAR to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text CAR to 323232 right now. Text CAR to 323232 and start earning boosted rates per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's CAR to 323232. Text CAR to 323232 now.
SodaWeightLoss.com is state of the art, and SodaWeightLoss.com helped me lose 60 pounds a few years ago, and I've never gained the weight back. Why? I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. I had a real nutritionist there to help me along the way through my journey. I joined Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. You want to lose that weight? 1-866-800-SODA, online at SodaWeightLoss.com. They are there for you like they were there for me. It's SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is state of the art.
When you've been hit by an 18-wheeler, there's 3 things you need to do. First, call the police and get medical care. Second, don't talk to the insurance company alone. And third, call the truck crash lawyers at Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson has 50 years of experience holding them accountable and over $50 million recovered after truck crashes. Call Berg Simpson today and let us fight for you so you can focus on healing.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
We're hiring at Don's Garage Doors. No experience? No problem. We provide full training, a brand new van, top-of-the-line tools, a gas card, and steady jobs with weekly pay. This isn't just a job. It's a career with real growth, great pay, and job security. Our team members go from training to 6 figures, and we're ready to help you do the same. Don't wait. Apply now at donsgaragedoors.com.
When you want a new car, you want it now. That's why AutoNation moves at the speed of savings. Right now, put your tax refund to work at AutoNation. Even drive with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. No speed bumps, no detours, just great prices on new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Save on thousands of vehicles with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. Act fast, save now at your nearest AutoNation store. 60-month max term financing on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details. Expires 3/31/26.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, is tight end the last big hole remaining on this Denver Broncos roster? It's Will Peterson in for Zach By, hanging out with my guy, Phillip Lindsay. Tight end, man. I think going into the offseason, I had 3 wishes. I wanted upgrades at running back, tight end, and wide receiver. And wide receiver, they obviously checked the box in a massive way on Tuesday, trading for Jalen Waddle in a blockbuster with the Miami Dolphins. First and a third going down there, and 2 fourth-round picks getting exchanged. So 2 picks, really, to acquire a wide receiver I think that is going to be great for the Broncos. So that box is checked. Running back, they are going to run it back, no pun intended, with J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey. I think we all assume they'll draft a running back at some point in time. But tight end, let's zero in on that. To me, it's still a hole. I think you're going to have a slightly different answer with Evan Ingram, Adam Troutman, Nate Atkins, and Lucas Kroll, the best player on the Broncos, all back in the fold.
Look at you, taking a shot at Cecil.
Little jab.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely are running it back with the tight end room. The only thing I can think of that the Denver Broncos do at the tight end position is draft one. Draft one, but you know what? You don't have that first-round draft pick. And I was thinking, hey, you can go out there, get a tight end like Kenyon Sadiq, who, if he falls to you, I don't believe he will, but if he falls to you, I look at him as a developmental tight end that he can brew behind Evan Ingram and Adam Trotman, but he also has that athletic ability, the speed. He ran a 4.3. I mean, how many tight ends out there are 245 pounds, 6'3", running a 4.3? So there's always space and room for a tight end like that.
But he's not going to be a Bronco.
No, he's not going to be a Bronco. We don't have a first-round draft pick. And you know what, Will? It's okay, because now Evan Ingram, he needs to step up. All right, I'm expecting Evan Ingram to step up, one, because he knows that he didn't have a good year. Also, you have Davis Webb, and I've said this multiple times, and I'm going to say it again. Davis Webb was his teammate with the Giants. Davis Webb is going to try to unlock him. And how do you do that? The middle of the field. All right, stretching him down the middle of the field, curling up in the middle of the field for 15 yards curl, a choice route, the shallow crosses to help open it up. And what's going to open up Evan Ingram is Jalen Waddle, Courtland Sutton, stretching the field vertically. Then all of a sudden you look up in the middle of the field, expand it. And big body Evan Ingram needs to be available. But also for Evan Ingram, he needs to do his part. Catch the damn ball. Be where you're supposed to be. Don't sit there and blame somebody else. And then, of course, Bo Nix needs to hit on him. Bo Nix needs to be accurate with the football, because against the Houston Texans, you have Evan Ingram that's wheeling up the field for a touchdown, and Bo Nix just overthrows him. That can't happen again, and I don't believe it will. I think that they're going to get on the same page. They should be working out right now. If Bo's out of that boot, which I assume he's already out of the boot.
We did see, I'm not trying to be too TMZ, but we did see the picture at the hospital when his daughter was born, Riley, and Izzy posted the photo of Bo walking Riley out of the hospital, and there was no boot. And everyone's like, that's a little sleazy. And I'm like, well, I'm just looking at my quarterback's ankle, and there's no boot, so that's a good sign.
That's a great sign. No boot. So at some point, Bo Nix and the receivers are going to get together, and they're going to start getting on the same page. So Evan Ingram, Adam Trotman, those are our tight ends. Get Adam Trotman going a little bit more. I know people are looking at me like Adam Trotman, but Adam Trotman's going to be on that football field whether we like it or not. One, Sean loves him some Adam Trotman.
He does.
Also, Adam Trotman does a good job in the pass blocking game. Now, also, when he gets the opportunity to catch the ball, he usually does catch the ball. I'm not looking for Adam Trotman to break tackles and be this dynamic weapon, but what I'm looking for is Adam Trotman to catch a couple balls, move up the field, and now gives you a first down. And when he's in the game, now it's not just like, oh, it's a run. No, keep this defense on their toes. All right, they keep this defense honest by having Adam Trotman catch a couple balls, because he's capable of doing that.
But I don't think the Broncos should be done at tight end. We know Dallas Goedert's not going to be a Bronco. He's back with the Eagles, but David Njoku's still out there, man. And
does he move the needle for you, though?
At this point of free agency, he does. 11 days in, yeah. If I can get a David Njoku, I would have thought David Njoku would have been signed within the first 48 hours. You look at what he did a couple years ago with the Cleveland Browns. He was one of the most dynamic tight ends in the league, put up big numbers.
That's a couple years ago.
Okay, but still, I would be thrilled if I get that Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport notification that the Denver Broncos and David Njoku have agreed to a one-year deal worth, I don't know, $6-7 million. And then you'd have to figure out what to do with Ingram or maybe an Atkins or a Kroll or a Troutman or something like that. But you said something earlier in the show that we got to revisit, because I think it was a little wacky. you tried to sit here and tell me with a straight face that you think Adam Troutman is better than David Njoku. And the RamosLaw.com text line lit up, and people, when you're well-liked, because people preface it with, I love Phil, but this is nuts.
No.
So I will give you the floor to defend yourself. In what universe is Adam Troutman a better football player than David Njoku?
This is all about fit now. I'm not sitting here saying Njoku is worse, or he's not or Adam Troutman is not, or Adam Troutman is better than Njoku.
I would
encourage
you to listen to what you said 2 hours ago.
What I'm saying is Adam Troutman does what Njoku does as well. All right, Njoku is a guy that's a possessionary receiver / tight end. He blocks well in the run game, but also can catch. He's not the same version of himself that he was 2 years ago. All right, Adam Troutman, he brings that to the table. He's going to block, but also he can catch just like Njoku can right now. You still have Evan Ingram that we have not yet unlocked. So if you bring in Njoku and Evan Ingram, that's a lot of money in the tight end room. Who's sitting there? All right, we can't have another year where Evan Ingram's sitting on the bench watching the game like we are, Will. He needs to be in the game. But also, if you're going to implement and put Adam Troutman in the game, then utilize him the right way, not just as a blocking tight end, but have him go out for some routes, play action, boots, where he can catch the 5 to 10-yard ball, because he can still do that. All right, he's a reliable catcher, and he's also a reliable blocker. That's what I'm looking for. So you have somebody by the name of Evan Ingram that needs to do his part, and you have Adam Troutman. So where does Njoku go? The only thing I can think of if you bring in Njoku is you're going to release Evan Ingram.
Take out a pretty hefty dead cap hit.
And hit the dead cap hit, right? And give Evan Ingram at least $5 million, or you're going to want him to restructure his deal. My guessing is, and I'm just saying this, I'm not saying it just to say it, but I'm saying it right now. My guessing is the Denver Broncos have went to someone like Evan Ingram and had him try to restructure his deal, and he said no. Because why would he?
Well, and you think about it, who's redone their deal? Quinn Miners has redone his deal.
Exactly.
Jonathan Cooper's redone his deal. Ben Powers has redone his deal. Even today, we haven't brought it up yet, but Matt Pert redid his deal, took a lofty pay cut to essentially save his job and stay with the Broncos.
And why do you think Evan Ingram's not going to redo his deal if they asked him? That's if they asked him. My guessing is...
Because this is his last big payday.
Exactly. It's his last big payday, and if he restructures his deal, it's easier for them to get out of the deal and cut him. If they're going to cut him, he said, you're going to give me my $5 million or even more than that if that's the case. But I know it's at least $5 million. You're going to have to give me that fully guaranteed. So do the Denver Broncos want to do that and then bring in an old tight end, Njoku that is, to be the guy that replaces him? Let me know.
Look at you calling a 29-year-old old. I love it. He's old in football terms. He's not old in real life. But real quick, David Njoku in his career, 56 catches one season, 58 catches another season, 81 catches another season, 64 catches another season. Come on, man. He and Adam Troutman are not in the same sentence, Phil.
I'm not trying to
Adam
put him in
Troutman's
there.
not sniffing 56, 81, 58, or 64
if
catches.
you're going to compare Njoku, you're going to have to compare him to Evan Ingram. But Adam Troutman's on this team whether we like it or not. So we better get the most out of him. And that's putting him in the pass game a little bit more. In the red zone. He'll get you your touchdowns. He's done it every single year. Implement him more in the pass game so that when he enters the field, because he's going to be on that field, it's not just, hey, it's a run. Isn't that something that the defensive coordinator said about Sean's offense, that it was predictable? Well, yeah, when you have Adam Troutman in the game, it's a run. When you have Evan Ingram in the game, it's a pass. You got to have both of them on the field at the same time and both of them doing two jobs, blocking and catching. All right, Adam Troutman's going to be a part of this, and he needs to be more a part of it if he's going to be on that football field, which we all know he is going to be on that damn football field.
The tight end one, still fascinating to watch in terms of the room when it comes to the Broncos. All right, lost in the shuffle last night of a frustrating Avalanche loss. Cale Makar made even more ridiculous history. We'll give you the details next.
How many games do the Nuggets need to win over their final 13 in order to secure home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs?
They have to win 10 of these next 13. 9 if we're just going to let one slide. Something happens we are not expecting. Something like that.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated, so don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Xfinity tech support. I can't get Jurassic Park back online without... But no worries. Our Wi-Fi boosted mobile keeps you connected in all kinds of places.
Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
Have you looked at your credit card statement lately? You're working 40, 50 hours a week just to buy groceries and gas, things you used to be able to afford. And the credit card companies are charging you over 20% interest for the privilege. Think about that. Over 20%. It's designed to keep you underwater. American Financing is doing something they hate. They're actually helping people. They have mortgage rates in the 5. They're showing homeowners how to take their hard-earned equity to wipe out that high-interest debt. The average savings is $800 a month. So talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant. No upfront fees, no obligation to see how much you can save. And if you start today, you could delay 2 mortgage payments. Give American Financing a call. America's home for home loans at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196 for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
If you're in love, you're invited to Williams Jewelers Bridal Fest with our special guest, Takori.
March 17th through Saturday, March 21st.
I'm Shayna.
And I'm Dylan Williams. Come see the latest from Takori and the best diamond prices of the season.
Shop over 500 of the latest Takori engagement rings and wedding band styles fresh from California.
Plus, listen to this. 3/4 carat diamonds from just $26.95.
Gorgeous 1 carats from just $39.95.
And 2 carat diamonds from an amazing $13,995. Guys, during Bridal Fest, qualified buyers can get 24 months financing, interest-free.
Plus, when you spend $5,000 or more during Bridal Fest, you'll receive a Yeti cooler as our gift.
So join us for Williams Jewelers Bridal Fest with special guest Takori, March 17th through Saturday, March 21st at Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, your official Takori store.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
If your heating and cooling system isn't keeping up, now's the time to upgrade. Enjoy better performance, improved indoor air quality, and energy savings with a new Bryant heating and cooling system. For a limited time, take advantage of rebates, incentives, and 0% financing on select Bryant systems. For quick fixes or entirely new heating and cooling systems, Bryant will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort. Visit BryantColorado.com to find a local Bryant dealer today. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Final segment here on a Thursday. Been a lot of fun flowing by. Will Peterson in for Zach By, hanging out with Phillip Lindsay, and we invite a third voice into the program. You'll hear him on Denver Sports tonight with Dante Gomez. It's our guy, Anilo Piro. What's up, AP?
Hey, man, it feels like summer out there today. Next few days, it's going to be an awesome weekend here in the Mile High City, enjoying some of the March Madness as well, and trying to make sense of what happened with the Avalanche on the ice last night and the Nuggets on the hardwood. So that's what's going on in my mind today, fellas.
Yeah, no, Phil and I have spent the better part of 3 hours breaking that down. We've gotten into some good Broncos debates as well. A lot of people on a patio at this very moment, enjoying the good weather and playing hooky as March Madness rolls into the night window. 8 more games still to go tonight, and then another 16 tomorrow. It is jam-packed. Phil, let's get to Kale, because that's what I teased. And Anilo, I want your thoughts on this as well. But
all hail Kale.
He became the first defenseman in 34 years last night to score at least 20 goals in 3 straight seasons. Think about that. This had not been done since 1992. We're talking about guys like Al McInnes. I remember him as a kid with the Blues at the tail end of his career. But I was 2 years old. I was born in 1990. 2 years old the last time this happened. You weren't alive, Phil. You weren't alive, AP. What do you make of 34 years since a defenseman scored 20-plus goals in 3 straight seasons?
Well, it just tells you that he's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. That he does stuff on a different level, and he's so consistent at what he does, right? You're talking about a two-way player that can score goals but also great on the blue line. All right, it's hard to find a guy like that that's a dual-threat joker, right? We're talking about joker with Evan Ingram. That's who I would look at as Kale. Like, you need some points, Kale got you. If you need him to defend, which he did a great job, by the way, last night. There was one where he had got on the ice and was able to stop a shot. I mean, that's putting your body.
He was blocking shots.
Blocking shots and stuff like that. Like, that's why he is as good as he is. That's why he's considered one of the greatest players to play right now at his position.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question just how dynamic of a player that Cale Makar is, and just how you've kind of seen him progress throughout the course of his career, establishing himself as not just one of the best defensemen, probably the best defenseman in the NHL, but one of the best players in the league, period. And I mean, you talk about, we're going back to where Phil and I weren't even born when we're talking about a record like this, or a streak like this, rather. It's pretty impressive. And obviously we know last night was not the result that the Avalanche wanted, but if you want to have a silver lining and kind of have something positive to take away from that game, it's certainly that. It's never been a question of talent, though, if I want to flip it another direction. It's never a question of talent with this Avalanche team. It's about getting the job done in the bigger moments, which they struggle to do against Dallas the last handful of seasons, and frankly, the franchise's history for the most part, too.
Yeah, no, it's been really frustrating. Obviously, the Stars have sent them home in the playoffs the last couple of years, and Cale Makar had 1 goal in 7 games against Dallas last year in the postseason. I believe that was an empty netter, if memory serves. He could not get the puck past Jake Ottinger. Phil, I think it's big because remember when they won down in Dallas 5-4, whatever that was a month ago, not even a few weeks ago. Cale did.
Shootout.
Yeah, and Cale had one of the goals. One of the 4 goals, because you're right, it was 4-4 going to OT in the shootout. Avs won the shootout, win 5-4. So that's now 2 games in a row that Cale Makar has solved Jake Ottinger, and he honestly kind of beat Ottinger twice last night because he dinged that post in the third period. Is that huge for mental, I guess, block of Cale? I can beat this goalie, because we know if the Avs are going to beat the Stars in a playoff series, doesn't mean that Cale has to score 7 goals. That'd be a lot for a defenseman in 6-7 games, but you are going to need probably 3, 4, 5 goals from Cale Makar in that
for
series.
Sure. And it's not just Cale. I mean, Nate Dogg yesterday, and I believe you asked the question or you were around it, and Nate Dogg said they had to find a way to beat Ottinger more times than not. So it's not just Cale, it's everybody. But for Cale, I think he does have like a secret recipe that he's starting to fill out. He's starting to get more confidence. He had to go, like you said a month ago, he had to go last night. And if he could keep this up, it's going to help the Colorado Avalanche win these games, especially on the power play. So Cale has to wake up. Last year, he was not the Cale we needed. This year, he understands that. He understands that, hey, if we're going to win, I need to be a big part of this. The Stars must shine, and I'm not talking about the Dallas Stars. I'm talking about Nathan McKinnon. I'm talking about Marty Netjes. I'm talking about Cale. Those guys have to play a big role in this, and we all know that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you completely, Phil, and I hear what you're saying here as well, Will, about could this help get Cale going? I know the one ricochets off the post, but the reality of the situation is you lost this game, albeit in a shootout. But, like, I think between that, we know what Minnesota's been. I know the Avalanche just beat Minnesota not too long ago as well. Like, the fact that this lead for Colorado has shrunk to 2 points right now between them and Dallas is absolutely insane. If you would have told me the Avalanche, would have had a team within 7 or 8 points of them, considering how they started this season, just on fire, scoring goals left and right, looked invincible at points. It's interesting that we find ourselves in this position here right now. And so, yes, I do think it's good for Kale, but the reality of the situation is you got to win these games. And look at Nathan McKinnon in the gold medal game against Team USA. Wide open net that could have clinched that game for Team Canada. Like, are we sitting here talking about, is that going to get Nathan McKinnon going more, right? So I understand where you're coming from, but it's just, I don't know what to make of it. I'm starting to get a little nervous with this Avalanche team, not because I don't believe in them, but Dallas is just playing so well, and they've proven to be their kryptonite.
Yeah, and we're going to have a more dedicated conversation tomorrow about, do you actually want to face the Stars in the playoffs?
No way.
Because
spoiler alert.
There's part of you that's, I want to beat the best to be the best, and then there's an overwhelming party that's like, no, Minnesota wants to beat Dallas. All good here in Avalanche country. That's cool with us. That's cool with us. I can't believe it's 2 points. I can't believe it's down to 2
It's insane.
Lousy points. And they'll play Chicago tomorrow. Dallas will be off. That's the game in hand, so they can get it back to 4 with the games being equal. But you're right. If I had told you this a couple months ago, AP, no one would have predicted they'd be in this battle. And again, it goes back to the super flawed NHL playoff format, but it's the reality we live in. Phil, what do you got on the docket tonight?
Still thinking about why the Avs have dropped 3 games in a row.
You're going to go home to your family and think about the Avs?
I'm going to talk to my wife about
Respect.
As I rub her feet, because she wants me to rub her feet again. Of course, when I get out of here, it's all about being on daddy duty. Bath time, making sure everybody's good, eating dinner, put them to bed, and then watch some TV.
There you go. So March Madness. There'll be games going deep into the night. All right, it was a lot of fun. Anilo Pirro and Dante Gomez on Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important, trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Hey guys, your boy Snake here. Just because it's winter doesn't mean I'm sitting around waiting for the spring. I'm planting the yard, moving dirt, getting things ready for what's next. My friends at Bozar Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, they're doing their cleaning right now too. It's the Not So Winter event between